Israeli counterpart Israel Katz on Tuesday and has urged Israel to not only de-escalate any reaction to Iran's attack, but to not go ahead with a planned offensive into the southern Gaza city of Rafah. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
The U.S. ambassador to the United Nations says America and its allies are discussing options both inside and outside the UN system to create a new mechanism for monitoring North Korea over its nuclear weapons program. Russia last month vetoed a UN resolution in a move that effectively abolished monitoring by UN experts of Security Council sanctions against North Korea. News and analysis at townhall.com. In his day, he was one of Florida's highest-profile political leaders.
Former Florida Senator Bob Graham, who chaired the Intelligence Committee following the 2001 terrorist attacks and opposed the Iraq invasion, has died. His family announced the death in a statement posted on X. Graham, who served 3 terms in the Senate, made an unsuccessful bid for the 2004 Democratic presidential nomination, emphasizing his opposition to the Iraq invasion. But his bid was delayed by heart surgery. Graham's political career spanned 5 decades, from state representative to Florida's governor. Bob Graham was 87.
And welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
It's always something with these cans. Trying to be responsible and monitor.
But happy Wednesday, everybody.
Yes. Welcome to it.
Sunny?
Mm-hmm.
See a cloud in the sky?
Quite nice, actually.
Yeah, kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
Stay here. I think we got another nice warm 80 day in store. And all that for allegedly rain or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's saying like 20% Friday night, 40% Saturday.
Ooh, nice.
Saturday.
Not too shabby. Hopefully the rain goes ahead and centralizes right here in southeastern New Mexico while we are off gallivanting.
Well, and what I was seeing was, it looks like it's south and east that's getting most of the rain Saturday.
Yeah.
By Sunday, it's supposed to be kind of moving out. So, so my plans would be all right. Yours?
I'm indoors. I'm fine.
Indoors. So
yeah.
That's fine either way.
Yeah,
so.
I'm good.
But we'll see. Yeah, because I'm going to go see Savannah Bananas on Sunday. We're going to go out to watch the game and check them out. And after years of seeing the little video on TV and watching it, and I got my Savannah Bananas jersey. I got a hat. My niece also geared up in Savannah Bananas gear.
Nice.
She's a bigger fan than probably all of us.
Yeah.
She loves sports and loves stats. She's the one that sits in the computer room at Grandpa's office and is like...
She's a future Jonah Hill in Moneyball.
Reading stats and studying golf moves and swings, and she's pretty good golfer too. I
imagine when you study statistics like that, you kind of have to be like if you're going to study the numbers,
she loves
there's a reason for that.
Man. That's her wheelhouse. So, but yeah, she's a big Savannah Bananas.
That's
loves
awesome.
Sports, loves the gear, loves it all.
And that's really cool that you guys get to actually have that moment together, and you get to let her experience that, and you get to experience it too, because I feel like you were kind of the one who introduced the Savannah Bananas to the family.
I feel like I did. Yeah, I'm the one who kind of put it on everybody's radar. So
you brought it to the forefront.
One Christmas, I saw a video on TV and showed everybody, and
which is funny because you were the fan, and then your family took it and ran with it.
Yeah,
I have a very similar situation with my with my what's going on here. I was super excited when I heard Bowling for Soup.
Yeah,
so I told a couple of my friends, and like Misty, for example, she goes, I only know like 1 or 2 of their songs. She was way more excited for the Gin Blossoms. So I talked to her a couple of days ago.
That makes sense. Guys would be into Bowling for Soup.
It does.
Women more into Gin Blossoms.
I talked to her a couple of days ago. She goes, I've listened to almost every single one of Bowling for Soup's albums, and I've been listening nonstop for the last 10 days. And she starts listing off all these songs. I'm like, hey, wait a second. That was my thing.
It's like, now you're getting into the deep. You're getting into the deep
generation. Yeah. We sort of.
They kind of got a niche. If they get out of the niche, they're either going to upset their fans or people are like, who are these guys?
That's so cool.
Bloodhound Gang also in the same boat as Bowling for Soup, just on a different level. But that'd be a fun concert. I think it'd be. Or who's headlining?
Getting Old Sucks, but everybody's doing it. That's the name of the song. I think. Okay, so according to the commercial, it sounds like the Gin Blossoms are opening up for Bowling for Soup.
Okay, so they're the hit. I would
But
make
I
sense.
feel like it could go either way because
well,
Gin Blossoms have more hits.
I would argue
Or at least more mainstream
it depends
hits.
where they are geographically. Since we're closer to Texas, I'm going to say Bowling for Soup.
That's true.
But if we get maybe California or something, maybe it's more Gin Blossom.
If we get closer to Allison Road.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just that'd be my guess.
Well,
if I
that
had
is
to take a
true. I
guess.
mean, Bowling for Soup has a song called "Come Back to Texas."
Well, they're from Texas. They're all about Texas. They're Texas. They're one of the few bands that that own their hometownness pretty prevalently there. So, like when I think of people, like think of bands from Texas that aren't country, and I'm like Pantera, Bowling for Soup.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, that covers it. But it'll be a fun weekend.
It will. I'm
Nice.
looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'd be good. So, but yeah, hopefully get some rain Saturday. We need rain. You know, hopefully it doesn't mess up other plans because I know it's the weekend and you know how that goes. And it is spring.
It seems like rain only pops up when it's inconvenient. It's like, why can't we have that cool, convenient rain like the rest of the country? You know?
Well, like during the week at like 1 a.m.
Yeah. Or just an average Tuesday afternoon. Where we can have those moments where a sad girl looks out a window and wishes she could go outside and play, even though no kids ever go outside and play anymore.
Like the perfect part would be like the morning commute, no rain. Rain right after the morning commute. About lunchtime, it goes away. No rain. After lunch, rain starts back up. Then
So just the time that you're in the building.
afternoon drive, and me and most of the world.
I don't see. I feel like because we get such little rain here, when we do actually get it, I really want to run out in it and like soak it in.
Yeah, as long as it's like July, not
Yeah,
February.
not like freezing cold, sideways rain or whatever. But
not February.
but like
yeah.
if it's a nice rainstorm, I like to get into in the middle of a parking lot and put my arms out and spin, as one does.
do his Shawshank Redemption
That's
move
right.
as he gets out the tunnel.
Just crawled through a mile and a half of poop just to come out clean on the other side.
I can see that. The whole Shawshank Redemption. So, which that's still which amazes me, that movie. Because all right, we're gonna stereotype here.
All right.
So like if you ask any dude, particularly jock types,
Okay.
and you ask them to pick their favorite non-sports movie,
Okay.
9 out of 10 will pick Shawshank Redemption,
The other
even
one-
to this day.
The other one picks Scarface.
I'm just telling you, that is the official movie of
It is.
of jocks that grew up in the early 2000s and 90s.
You know what it is? It's kind of like a dude bro's way of saying he's got a heart.
Right?
It's like I can enjoy stories. I like
That's right.
storytelling.
They're like, I like deep movies. Shawshank Redemption. That's the one they go to.
The word they know with the most syllables is Zihuatanejo.
Yeah, right. They learned that once at the end of
But
the
actually-
movies, and now they're the geography experts.
Now that I think about it, that move, the parking lot arms out spinning, it's a combination of either Shawshank, but also the Nev Campbell in I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Okay.
What are you waiting for, huh?
Yeah.
What are you waiting for? That thing.
That's right. A little less obscure.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't quite have the run that Shawshank did.
Now I'm dizzy.
Tim Robbins is more famous for spinning in the ring.
He is.
A.K.A. Merlin.
There's only a few. It's like Fred Astaire,
Yeah.
Tim Robbins, Nev Campbell. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
We call them spinners.
I love just calling, I like calling Tim Robbins Merlin. Because that's, one of the first early roles for Tim Robbins, before Tim Robbins became more famous. He's Merlin in the original Top Gun.
Really?
Yes.
See, I didn't realize that.
If you watch the original Top Gun, when of course Tom Cruise, Goose dies during the Top Gun there.
Spoiler alert.
Well, at the end of the movie where they're fighting the mission, and he's got his Rio in the back, it's Tim Robbins.
Okay.
It's Merlin.
I did not realize
Call
that.
sign Merlin. I believe he's in the beginning of the movie too, because I think he's Cougars. Remember Cougar? at the beginning. Cougars, Rio is
Nothing to Lose. Starring Martin Lawrence.
I vaguely remember that. Martin Lawrence and Tim Robbins.
And Tim Robbins as
I vaguely remember that movie.
They break into a place at night and they're trying to they're jewel thieves essentially. They're trying to steal.
Jacob's Ladder was another Tim Robbins joint in there in the middle there too.
That's true. But
I forgot about the comedy bit.
But yeah, that was so comedy. Tim Robbins is actually the first way I ever saw him.
Oh, and is it Hudsucker Proxy?
Yeah,
that's the other movie. Yeah,
the hula hoop movie.
Yeah, that one too. That's kind of replays the business guy and all that. Kind of that roaring 20s type. Yeah. Now I think about I've seen a lot of Tim Robbins movies.
He was a big obscure guy in the 90s.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what's the guy's name? Not Greg Kinnear, not the other one.
He's kind of like that though. Greg Kinnear to me.
He just kind of pops up and stuff.
Yeah, he just stuffs in everything.
Right.
What's his name from SNL is another one like that.
Tim Robbins?
Tim Robbins.
We were just talking to Tim Robbins.
He was on Weeds. He's on a bunch of stuff. Kevin Nealon.
Oh, Nealon. Oh, you know what? You're absolutely right. Although
Kevin
weirdly,
Nealon's another
he
one.
always pops up in the obscure like friend role, and then you go,
yeah.
Here's Kevin Nealon.
Yeah, Kevin Nealon's another one.
And
He just pops up in everything.
He doesn't play a character. He's just
Kevin Nealon.
Kevin Nealon.
It's the same.
It's Weekend
person.
Update Kevin Nealon, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's always him, but sometimes it's a slightly smarter or slightly dumber version. Like the Weeds character of him is a slightly dumber.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Nealon.
Slightly dumber, but way more lucky.
Oh, man. We went from Tim Robbins to Kevin. Wow.
We're all over the map.
Let me give you the rundown for today's show.
Prep? What's that?
We don't need no show prep. Let me give you the rundown for today's show. We're going to replay our interview. We had Lauren Dickinson with the Roswell Refuge join us yesterday to talk about their That 70s Dance. It's coming up here on Saturday. We're going to play that interview for you here in just a few. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15 on Friday, we had Dinah Velasco join us from the Roswell Public Library. Give us an update on some events coming up over the next couple weekends there. So we'll play that for you here in the 8 o'clock hour. And then about 9:15 or so, Amy McVeigh-Tejas with the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico will join us in studio. We will have also with us on the phone I guess you could say, surprise guest for now. The Historical Society is going to announce their Heritage Dinner nominee, or honoree, I should say, for this year. And we will have them on the phone here and talk with them and Amy here about 9:15 this morning. Plus, we'll have all of your features, including the news is, sports, weather, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and take a look at your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over the Four Corners, and things look pretty good today. It will be very warm, though. Our afternoon high going up to about 90, and we should get sunshine. A little bit breezy, but not as windy. Clear for the overnight hours, low 50s, and then right around 90 again on Thursday. We keep the sunshine. A little bit cooler on Friday. We're back in the upper 70s and fair. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 51 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 31%. Winds calm at the moment. Sunny, and like Steve said, pushing 90, 89 for a high today. West winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, later shifting to the south this afternoon. Clear tonight, expect an overnight low of 53 degrees. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. For you Thursday, once again, another sunny, warm day. Highs right near 90, 89 once again. Northwest winds 5 to 10, shifting to the southeast tomorrow afternoon. So today, tomorrow, kind of looking very identical. Thursday night, partly cloudy, overnight low of 52. Friday, partly cloudy, cooler, 79 for a high, so pushing 80, which feels cold now when you're talking 90. East winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. And then rain chances. Friday night, 20% chance of rain. We're talking overnight hours, like after 1 in the morning. Partly cloudy with an overnight low of 54 degrees. For your Saturday, we're looking at a 40% chance of rain showers, mostly cloudy with a high of 64, so a lot cooler on Saturday. And then Saturday night, 40% chance of rain, mostly cloudy, 47 for overnight low. And then Sunday, slight chance of sprinkles early, but mostly cloudy, 68 for a high on Sunday, and then Monday, sunny and 85 once again. So just in time to go back to work. Everything, sun comes out, gets warmer. All right, it is 7:21. We're going to take a 3-minute break, then we're going to play our interview with Lauren from the Roswell Refuge on the other side. Don't go away.
The Roswell Symphony Orchestra proudly presents Pines of Rome, Saturday, April 27th, 7:30 p.m. at Pearson Auditorium in Roswell, featuring guest soloist Ariel Horowitz. You're invited to the pre-concert event at 6 p.m. at the Daniels Leadership Center, featuring special guest Dr. Jim Shearer. Tickets and more information at roswellsymphony.org or call 575-623-5882. Sponsored by Sarah and Robert Armstrong, New Mexico Arts, Pioneer Bank, Pepsi, and KOBR TV8. Ad paid for by Roswell Lodgers Tax.
Are you or a loved one having a hard time getting to your medical appointments? At Artesia General Hospital, we believe that transportation should never be a barrier to good health. That's why we're excited to announce our new non-emergency medical transportation services. Each of our vans is wheelchair accessible, and our friendly certified drivers go the extra mile by meeting you at your doorstep and ensuring a comfortable ride to your Artesia General Hospital services. Rides are available Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Schedule your ride today by visiting artesiageneral.com/transportation or calling 575-736-8211. Attention high school students and parents of high school students. Do you want to visit Eastern New Mexico University from the comfort of your own home? Then plan on attending the ENMU Virtual Open House on Saturday, April 20th, starting at 10 a.m. You can get a virtual tour of campus, talk virtually with current students, and win great prizes. Sign up today at enmu.edu/open house. Eastern New Mexico University. Student success. That's what we're about.
Every piece of land has a story, written by those who work it. But everyone's story is different. So the question is, how will you tell yours? Behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor, mower, or Gator utility vehicle. Run with us and start telling your story today.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Get ready for a week jam-packed with all sorts of fun for the whole family. The 2024 Roswell Spectacular Carnival, April 25th through May 5th at the Wool Bowl in Roswell. It all kicks off on April 25th with fun for the whole family from 6 to 10. Then on Saturday, April 27th, the day kicks off with a car show beginning with check-in at 8 a.m., plus live entertainment, vendors, and raffles throughout the day. Then Saturday afternoon, don't miss the Build Your Own Pinewood Derby presented by Cub Scout packs throughout Chavez County, with prizes for speed as well as people's choice, overall design, creativity, and originality. Check-in is at 2 and the race begins at 3. Then on Saturday, May 4th, celebrate Cinco de Mayo with piñata breaking at 1, a taco and jalapeno competition at 3, and a salsa and chili contest with entertainment beginning at 2. Proceeds from this event to benefit Moms Loving Hope. The 2024 Roswell Spectacular Carnival, April 25th through May 5th at the Wool Bowl in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The U.S. Treasury once considered producing donut-shaped coins. They instead decided to go with coin-shaped donuts. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us this morning from the Roswell Refuge, Lauren Davidson back with us. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. How's life at the refuge this morning?
At the refuge, we've been busy.
Of course, folks not familiar, the Roswell Refuge is nonprofit organization. It is home for our victims of domestic violence. If a victim needs help to separate from that situation, folks at the Roswell Refuge are the ones they come to and help them lives put back together and separate from that situation. And on top of that, they also help even the offenders. They've got programs for that through their SANE program, victims of sexual assault. They also partner with them to help people are victims of rape or sexual assault. If they help them physically, emotionally, and all that, but
yes, and get those exams.
But they do collect evidence for criminal prosecution stuff also.
We house Kim Hansen, is wonderful.
Yeah.
She's also the provider of faith, and they are wonderful.
So this is really what Refuge does. They go and so that being said, we want to invite you out here on 27th.
Ew.
Your best 70s atop.
Yes.
And get ready to come eat a bunch of food and dance and good time and just let your hair down.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
50-50 raffle. We have some really silent auction items.
Good deal.
It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I know you guys have been doing this for at least half dozen years now.
Yeah.
Sounds
7
about
years,
right.
6
Something.
years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's their annual. Oh, 6 annual. Looking at the flyer.
There we go.
Mike,
Send
read your
for
Mike.
the fire more. She is gracious to help us with that,
Awesome.
every year. So big shout out to her.
Excellent.
Which
Yeah.
is an awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome stop.
I would give you a suggestion, but to be honest, just
It's all good.
exactly.
Yeah.
There's, like,
Can't go wrong.
to be honest, one day I'm in the mood for one thing and something. So pick
Yes.
anyone you want.
It's been surprised a couple years ago, and which do you want? I was like, I don't care. Both of them have edible sparkles.
Yeah.
And, I'm like, oh, something shiny.
And I, because of me and my, I don't drink sweet drink so much.
Okay.
So I avoid the teas.
Yeah.
They have great
So
teas
fun.
and drinks and things.
Yeah.
I get tea flavored tea.
Light in the outside
Yeah.
to see all the.
Yeah.
So, very fun.
She has a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That does a
She
great
is
job.
really
And a
great
big
to
supporter
us.
of many this and many communities.
So huge shout
Big.
out to Carrie.
Absolutely. So, but it is the annual That 70s dance happening April 27th, and you are at the American Legion Post 28's facility on Montana.
We are.
20 North Montana.
Yeah.
It's not hard to find. If you go to Montana, there's basically buildings in that area. One's
Yeah, past the
one's the Joy
Little
Center.
League.
The other is the American Legion Post
Yes.
facility out
Yeah,
there.
I can't miss it.
Yeah.
We're very excited. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
We did it country themed, on country last year. So we're back to the 70s. You want to see
70s
your
and
groupiest attire.
get your bell bottoms
Yeah.
or your big collar.
Erno is going to be our DJ.
Okay.
And we've had some really nice sponsorships. Pine Bank,
Big thank you.
Eastern New Mexico Medical Center, and HL Pediatrics.
Excellent. And then, of course, all the proceeds from this go to the
Yes,
refuge
they
and
go
helping
right back into helping
programs. Yeah.
our victims at shelter.
Absolutely. And of course, if you want to learn about what the refuge does, please come to the event. They'll be to talk to you more about.
COVID really, every 501c3 town or other entities have felt that brutal from COVID and not being able to fundraise. We're back at it, and I think everyone's feeling that.
Absolutely.
The Roswell community give us some patience because
and
you're
you
gonna see a lot of people do it.
because of the nature of the work of what the refuge does, there's always a modicum of privacy for the people involved in things. So we love when the community wants to get involved and help.
Yes.
And we encourage it.
Mm-hmm.
Please remember, because of the nature of what the refuge does,
yes,
times they're not in the public eye.
Yeah, we have to shy away from.
So if you want to work at the refuge, maybe back to remodeling rooms and the things that we were doing pre-COVID.
Yes.
Start doing that stuff.
Yes,
but please remember too, there will be some parameters on that for the for the comfort and privacy and safety of the people that currently call refuge home.
Yeah.
So, but all for that involvement. I know every time we talk to folks, we always want furniture. They'd love to, but sometimes they can't take that.
Yeah. And we have to pick it up.
Exactly, and that's and also refuge. If you're not familiar, also has a thrift store. It is a fundraiser for the refuge, so people can come. The public come in and get deep discounts on off there. However,
awesome
it also serves for the folks that are calling the refuge home when they are ready to out of and into their life. Money is not earmarked specifically saying it's got to buy earlier. Renovating or remodeling the facility, updating,
even
now
individuals that might be a plumber or electrician and want to donate some time.
That'd be so great. People donate like tile work and things that are needed in there. But even if, say, your organization or a group of people want to maybe do a HGTV room remodel or something like that.
Open to it.
Maybe you're a fan of all those shows and no one's letting you do that to your house anymore.
Come do it to a room.
Come to the refuge and get together and do it as a nonprofit and get use your resources to get tapped into the things and let's go and have some fun. And because again, they want to make the refuge a home.
Yes.
That they want to make it as much of a home for the families that are calling it there, whether they're there for a month or 2 months or 2 days. They want to make it a positive experience.
They do.
And so painting it, giving them creature comforts, having a bowl full of candy sitting there, all the things you love at your house, they love at their house too, and makes it feel more like home. And to be honest, that also fosters the family environment in there because they live like a big community family. They cook together. They take care of each other's kids and kind of it's like a little neighborhood in there.
It is.
And
projects together.
So you're helping foster and create that community in there and giving these people what they desperately need: human contact in a positive way. Yes, in a positive way. Yeah. So, again, come dance, come have fun. April 27th. It's the 5th or 6th annual That 70s Dance. The money to benefit the Roswell Refuge in the same program here. Yes. All proceeds from that. Come on out. It's going to be Mexican food.
Yes, delicious.
Come dressed in your 70s stuff. Door prizes, dance competitions, dance lessons, 50-50 raffle, a little bit of everything. Just come, bring a friend. You can get tickets at the refuge and go online. Will tickets be available at the door?
Yes, they will.
So
if we don't sell out.
Yeah, if we don't sell out, but just to save time for everybody. That way they know enough with food to make and everything. Yeah. Get your tickets in advance. Come by the refuge or go online and get your tickets or go to the link on the Facebook page or the website and get your tickets. But if you do space and forget, roll in at 6:30 on Saturday in your 70s duds and you can pay at the door.
We look forward to seeing you.
Did we get it all, Lauren?
I think so.
Excellent. Well, thank you as always.
Thank you, sir.
We'll see you next time.
All right.
And have fun. Don't work too hard. And congratulations.
Thank you.
She's now a I guess you say a taken woman.
Yes. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Laura.
Thanks.
All right, it is 9:52. Let's pause for news and a quick break before they kick me off the radio. Don't go away.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Sorello. Roswell police are investigating a tragic Monday night crash involving a pedestrian. Police said a 68-year-old man was attempting to cross the 2200 block of West 2nd Street in Roswell when he was struck by a vehicle headed west. The man is believed to have been using a walker. The SUV was driven by a 23-year-old woman who was carrying a 4-year-old passenger. The name of the victim has not yet been released, pending notification of family members. A new truck driving school is open in Artesia. The Artesia Chamber of Commerce recently joined staff of the Artesia Truck Driving School, which is located at 3205 West Main Street. in celebrating the official grand opening. A ceremonial ribbon cutting was held. The school is available to train individuals and/or company employees for commercial driver's licenses. For all the details, call 575-748-9766. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
Weight loss and diabetes drugs like Ozempic are flying off the shelves. Before you even think about buying Ozempic online without a prescription from a doctor, listen to this. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. Accelerate your AI workload today. Take a test drive at oracle.com/Kim. A cybersecurity firm, BrandShield, shut down over 250 sketchy websites selling dangerous and sometimes deadly Ozempic counterfeits. But it's not the only shifty way scam artists are making a buck off the Ozempic craze. TikTok influencers are saying to ditch Ozempic for Oatsempic, a smoothie made with a mixture of oats, water, and lime juice. They claim it'll help you lose up to 40 pounds. Spoiler alert, it won't. Those TikTokers are just making money. Here's the deal. See a doctor. Never buy prescription-only meds from online sellers that don't ask for one. It's dangerous and illegal. And don't trust social media's so-called experts when it comes to your health. Sign up for my free newsletter at getkim.com. AI computer technology ever. It's storming every industry, and literally billions of dollars are being invested. So buckle up. The problem is that AI needs a lot of speed and processing power. So how do you compete without costs spiraling out of control? It's time to upgrade to the next generation of the cloud. Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, or OCI. OCI is a single platform for your infrastructure, database, application development, and AI needs. OCI has 4 to 8 times the bandwidth of other clouds, offers one consistent price instead of variable regional pricing, and of course, nobody does data better than Oracle. So now you can train your AI models at twice the speed and less than half the cost of other clouds. If you want to do more and spend less like Uber, 8x8, and Databricks Mosaic, take a free test drive of OCI at oracle.com/Kim. That's oracle.com/Kim, oracle.com/Kim.
In a time, humans and technology as New Mexico's safeguard from the pains of slowed productivity, tech providing our workflow strategies and slavery. DSI is here to boost your productivity and reduce your costs. Get ready for success. Visit our new website at dsinm.com.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Tough start to the district schedule for both Goddard and Roswell yesterday. Goddard was playing in Artesia and fell 14-0 to the host Bulldogs. Goddard is came into the game with a 10-7 record, so not bad, but no match for the Bulldogs on this day. Meanwhile, Roswell High was playing at Hobbs in a doubleheader to start the district slate. Hobbs wins the first game 13-3, and then wins the second one 9-1. The Roswell Coyotes will next play a doubleheader.
Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over the four corners, and things look pretty good today. It will be very warm, though. Our afternoon high going up to about 90, and we should get sunshine. A little bit breezy, but not as windy. Clear for the overnight hours, low 50s, and then right around 90 again on Thursday. We keep the sunshine. A little bit cooler on Friday. We're back in the upper 70s and fair. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
The great one, Mark Levin, is now in Roswell on 106.5 KEND Roswell.
And we're closing in on 8 o'clock. Town Hall News will be up here in just a few seconds. Stay tuned next hour. Here around 8:15 or so, we're going to play our interview we had with Diana Velasco with the Roswell Public Library, talking about some of the things they've got coming up. But first, here's your Town Hall News. We'll be back. Don't go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Jury selection to resume tomorrow in former President Trump's New York criminal trial. Correspondent Michael Sisak says court stands in recess today.
7 jurors have been picked for Donald Trump's criminal trial in Manhattan. The former president watched as a software engineer, a teacher, an IT professional, and others, Manhattan residents, were selected for this jury in the first of his 4 criminal...
So the climate phenomenon basically means the warming of the Pacific Ocean. So in this region, it means less rainfall and higher temperatures. This has had a direct consequence on water reservoir levels. So in Ecuador, they're currently at around 30% capacity, so extremely low.
Ecuador has started rationing electricity in its bigger cities. Heavy thunderstorms lashing the United Arab Emirates, dumping the heaviest rain ever recorded in the country in the span of hours as it flooded parts of major highways and Dubai's international airport. News and analysis, townhall.com. A portrait of Winston Churchill by an artist whose work the British leader and an artist himself could not stand is headed to the auction block.
The painting by modernist artist Graham Sutherland was made in preparation for a large portrait that Churchill's family later had destroyed. The episode was recounted in the TV series The Crown. The surviving oil-on-canvas study shows Churchill's head in profile against a dark background. It's expected to sell for between $622,000 and $995,000 at Sotheby's in London on June 6th. Sotheby's has put the picture on public display at Churchill's birthplace in rural England. Keith Peters reporting.
House Speaker Mike Johnson insisting he will not resign in the face of Republican opposition to his proposed aid packages for Ukraine, Israel, and other allies, including Taiwan. Georgia's Marjorie Taylor Greene leading the charge against the foreign aid bills. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters. Right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Seriously, happy.
Yeah.
We mean that.
We want you to have a happy.
Please be happy.
Yeah, be happy.
If you don't find your happiness here, please find it somewhere.
Don't worry. Be happy.
Do you remember, this might actually be just like a regional thing, but I can't remember the name of the place, but there was a commercial that used to run on TV at Charters. I think it was Charters, and it was for addiction recovery. People who were addicts and they were trying to recover.
Okay.
And the slogan was, if you don't get help at Charter, please get help somewhere. And that was like a running joke for people 20 years ago. You'd always, if you don't get food at McDonald's, please get food somewhere. They always just try to work it into things.
Yeah, it's a good way to just crowbar it everything.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't go to the bathroom here, please go to the bathroom.
Go to the bathroom somewhere. It's always fun to take very serious topics like addiction and really put a humorous spin on it.
Trivialize.
They love that.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm not used to seeing you in a coffee mug.
Honestly, it's because my voice is shot right now. It's tea. I'm just trying to get my vocal cords back.
Ah.
I started to do a break over on the country, and it's like, well, think about it. One of the worst experiences of most high schoolers' life is when they have to get up in front of the class and give a 3 to 5 minute presentation.
Mm-hmm.
I do that 4 times an hour, 4 hours a day, 6 days a week if you count my Saturday show, plus all the ancillary talking. People are like, why are you so quiet when you're off the air? I wonder.
Yeah, I get that. I get the same thing. Yeah, my wife does it to me every once in a while. You're quiet. I'm talking all day. I'm tired of talking.
Or I'll use I don't mean to, but I notice that I use a completely different voice off air. Like I'll just talk like this most of the time.
I think I'm the same way. Because my normal I'm mumble world where my wife who wears hearing aids, she's hard, she when they're not in, she selective hearing. But there'll be times when I talk to her and then I get no response and I'm like, did she hear me? Or did she not hear me? Or hear me and just not respond?
Mm-hmm.
And so then I'm like, so? And they're like, what? And I'm like, did you hear that? Yeah, I heard it. Okay. She did it to me last night. She was talking about something on TV, and I was doing something on my computer, not paying attention, and she's commenting on the TV, and I just ghosted her. I didn't say anything, and she goes, I guess I'm talking to a wall over here. I said, and that's when I heard that part. I said, oops, I'm sorry. I was in the zone on something else. I wasn't paying attention to the TV.
The best of those is when you're having a conversation with someone with bad cell service. Like if they were like driving through a mountain or something like that.
Yeah.
I was having a conversation yesterday with somebody and we were talking about, I can't remember how we got on the topic, but the topic was birthday cake. And we were talking about how they had a NASCAR party for this person who was really into Dale Earnhardt. So this is what I heard of the conversation. Black cake, number 3 on the side. Hands were raised in victory, and our mouths were black. It was awesome. Using context clues, I kept up with most of what was being
So
said.
they had a Dale Earnhardt cake. I guess that frosting made everyone's mouth black.
Admittedly, the splash of raspberry at turn 3, that was a little bit offensive.
Oh man,
the little candy head bouncing off the track.
I've seen, there's actually a couple good documentaries on the whole Dale Earnhardt thing. If you're ever into it, if you ever watch it, they're pretty good. I've watched a couple of them, and they're pretty interesting.
I have to check. I mean, I know enough about the story because I grew up in Oklahoma, and that's deep in the heart of NASCAR country. I'm pretty sure my grandpa even had the Dale Earnhardt commemorative plate.
Oh, I'm sure many do. And
Do they still do commemorative plates, or was that just like a thing from that era?
I think it's a thing from that era, but I think there's still people that are into that thing. Like, I don't think you can go buy a new commemorative plate,
right,
unless some artisan's making them at some little mom and pop store. But that being said, there is a sect of population that still has a bunch of Gone with the Wind plates sitting up on a shelf somewhere in some place of prominence in their home.
It's like at some point though, the entire zeitgeist moved from let's collect plates to let's collect commemorative coins.
Yeah.
And now that's like the thing.
I want to know how many
kind of phasing that out.
I want to know how many people have the Civil War chess set but are missing 8 pieces. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that was they get a new piece each month. And I'm like, shoot, I missed April and I
checked out right before my Robert E. Lee Rooks.
I got my Union Bishops. I didn't get them. But I feel like there's someone out there, a bunch of people out there with half a chess set, half a Civil War chess sets, or encyclopedias through B or through Z, through D or something.
We had, and that's another one of those things of a bygone era. We actually had a encyclopedia salesman come to our door, and my dad bought a set of encyclopedias.
Oh yeah,
on a payment plan, I'm sure, because we did not have that kind of money.
Ours was the grocery store one, where your mom spends X amount of dollars at the grocery store and get volume A of the encyclopedia for $1 or something. Yeah. And so I think we had Encyclopedia Britannica up to E or F.
Nice. Ours was World Book.
And then I think we had P and N.
I'm just holding out till Q. Just give me enough to make it through to Q. Oh.
Weirdly enough, I learned a lot about the Netherlands.
I lost my ass in Vegas. Looks like we're not going to be getting that that commemorative plate set we're talking about.
Why do so many people know things about aardvarks? And nothing about zoos?
Wasn't there double letter sets? There was the A's and the AAs?
Yeah, I think,
And then it goes to B?
Yeah, depending on if it was a big one.
Yeah.
M through MI or something like that. But then you get to Q and they combine it with I will lump it in with the R's.
And I will tell you, at least from my perspective, the only time those encyclopedias ever got even cracked open was when I wanted to look up human anatomy. Let's see if I can find the male. Let's see if I can find.
You know, I was even an avid bathroom reader in my younger days, and in a pinch, pardon the pun, I would grab Volume C or World Book or whatever it is that we had in there, and say, "All right, we're gonna learn about chess today.
Guess we're finding out about cicadas today."
Yeah.
Weirdly, that's how Mike knows so much about the Civil War. He got stuck with the C encyclopedia and just kept living through. And the G for Gettysburg.
That's right.
The whole thing.
I had those.
It was a particularly long crap.
Oh man, what if you think the Uncle John bathroom readers went alphabetically like that? Man,
they'd still be writing them. They'd still be putting them out.
Can he still get like?
I feel like we've had this conversation. I don't think they publish the actual bathroom readers anymore, but I think they do them online.
Well, that's dumb.
Let's find out. I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure we've looked this up before.
I don't want an online bathroom reader. I want the book.
Because most often, though, you're holding your phone.
Well, because if you are a person that's ever read in any regularity an Uncle John's bathroom reader, the beauty of the book is the stories, and I'm sure that part's online. They're breaking down into sessions, whether it's a short session, short stories, medium, or something for a more sitting time.
Well, it's still released annually.
But here's the part that I always dug the most is you could go through that thing 100 times, but the bottom of every page is a factoid.
Yeah.
And it's just random factoids. And I don't think you're going to get that with the online version.
Yeah, because each page was a different topic, and then they have
everyone was a different factoid, and those were just as fun as the stories within the book.
To date, there's 42 volumes of the bathroom reader.
And I got about 20 of them.
Nice. Yeah, the bathroom reader, for those who aren't familiar, is basically chicken soup for the soul for the man.
Yes, Uncle John is an American hero. I even had a membership card back in the day when I got it. It was a little card you put in your wallet. Said, "You're a member of the Uncle John's Bathroom Reader Club." I was like, "Yes, I am.
That's awesome.
I'm not only a member, I'm the president." But now I think I want to go back and see if I pick up a few of those that maybe I don't have.
Right.
Because back in those days, where still people walked into bookstores when I had these, and so. Half my day was anytime I walked into Hastings or any place that sold books, I'm going right to the Uncle John section. Like, got that one, got that, don't got that one.
Got it, need it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, ooh. And then I'm like, I don't have that one, but that doesn't look as interesting. I'm going to wait on that one, So I got ones that are the volume ones by year. I've got ones that are just on Hollywood history.
Right. Yeah. There's some that are topical. There's some that are the best celebrity stories.
Yeah. I
fishing with the bathroom reader.
I realize if you, and now the name just went right out of my head, and I feel like an idiot. But I noticed when I watched about 30 to 40 of his videos in a row, he's got a theme. There was a guy there's what do they call him? Like Crazy Charlie or something. Like there's a name that he uses so much. Oh, here comes the Crazy Charlie or whatever, and he says like 50 times.
It's really funny when you catch those, like when you see the certain patterns of like broadcasters.
Yeah.
Case in point, and this is something I notice every time I watch Most Extreme Elimination Challenge in XC. Every time I watch it, one of the main commentators, I can't remember which one, he always says, "Right you are." That's his go-to. Yeah. Right you are, Ken. That's right you are, Ken.
Well, that's a spoof of every.
I know, but it's one of those. It hits my ear, and as soon as I hear it, it takes me out. I'm like, here's this thing again.
Well, see, I go right to dodgeball commentation. That's the same thing, but that's spoofing other commentators.
Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
It's like you realize they just say the dumbest, ridiculous things sometimes, and people just walk right over that.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, the point is, read Uncle John.
Read Uncle John's.
They're good.
And get yourself an encyclopedia set.
That's right.
It'll do you some good.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. For a certain sect of my life, that's the reason we went to the library. Like, that was the school report.
Here's the thing.
Because they had all the encyclopedias.
When you actually had to work for it, when you actually had to, search and, find the thing that you're looking for in the card catalog, go to the Dewey Decimal System and find the thing, You learned and you retained that information.
I
go ahead.
I was say I remember because of the encyclopedias. You had to carry copier money with you.
Yeah.
Because you had to carry like a 4 or 5 dimes with you because it cost like 10 or 15 cents to get a copy off the library copy machine.
Right.
And of course, you need to Xerox everything to take it home to transcribe your report from the World Book into your report for the teacher.
Exactly. But I say all that, I had to work to learn things. This is something that has popped up in my head at least a dozen times over the last 3 years. I cannot retain the definition of the word esoteric. Every time I hear somebody use the word esoteric, I'm like, what does that mean again?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I see it and I remember, and I'm never going to remember it again. So the next time it comes up, but that's the thing. That's what the internet has done to me.
You just keep checking the same thing.
I keep thinking, as long as I've got the information in my pocket, I can always just go to it.
10-second Tom's esoteric.
Pretty much.
You know what? I don't know if that's the internet or just you getting older.
Yeah, it could just be.
Because I'm doing the same thing. I'm like, all the time, I'm like, I was just talking about this person. I can't remember their name now. I was literally just talking about it. I can't remember. So, yeah, I don't know if that's internet or just.
See, it's so common. It's even like, you've searched this recently.
Yeah. I've done that a couple times. Now, this is a bit nerdy. This is feeling nerdy in me a little bit here. So one of my guilty pleasures is I like to play a game on my tablet called either Retro Bowl or Retro College Bowl, kind of like Tecmo Bowl from back in the day. And it's a game that I've been playing literally every day for years because I'm one of those people that do things like that.
Sure.
But anyway, the college version, they have all the colleges in there, but they don't have them by proper names because of licensing and things. So things like Army, they don't call it Army, they just call it West Point, or they call it, you just said. And I've looked up how many times where Evanston, Illinois is to find out that's where Northwestern University is.
Yeah, it's bad,
So I'm like
man.
looking up Evanston, Illinois. Northwestern. That's right.
And I know it's like my mindset is, well, I can always look it up on, on the Google, but with all the stuff that's been happening with AI and all that, and how AI is now teaching kids to balance a checkbook.
That's
Mom
right.
and Dad.
Even though you don't know how to do it
Even
yourself.
though I couldn't even start to. This
Let's all
isn't
learn
about
together.
me. Do as I say, not as I do. All right.
Right. As the official parent slogan. It is 8:24. We're going to play our interview we had with Diana Velasco from the Roswell Public Library. She joined us on Friday.
90 again on Thursday. We keep the sunshine. A little bit cooler on Friday. We're back in the upper 70s and fair. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 59 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 25%. Winds calm. Sunny today, and as Steve mentioned, warm. 89, pushing 90 today. West winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Later shifting to the south this afternoon. Clear tonight with an overnight low of 53 degrees. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. For you Thursday, sunny. Once again, 89, pushing 90 tomorrow. Winds will be out of the northwest 5 to 15, shifting to the southeast in the afternoon on Thursday. Thursday night, partly cloudy, 52 for an overnight low. Southeast winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Friday, a smidge cooler, partly cloudy, near 80, 79 for a high on Friday. Northeast winds 5 to 10 in the morning. Out of the southeast, 15 to 20 for Friday afternoon. Friday night, we're looking at a 20% chance of rain overnight, like after midnight. Looking at partly cloudy skies otherwise with an overnight low of 54 degrees. Saturday, decent rain chances. We're looking at a 40% chance of rain. Cloudy with a high of only 64 on Saturday. 30% chance of rain Saturday night. Mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 47. Mostly cloudy and 68 for a high on Sunday. And then sunny back in the mid to about 85 on Monday when you head back to work and school there. All right, 8:26. We're going to take a 3.5-minute break. Then we're going to play our interview with Diana from the Roswell Public Library. Don't go away.
Listen up, golfers. Grab your clubs and get ready for a fun weekend of golf for a great cause, because it's time once again for the Roswell Honda Classic Charity Golf Tournament. April 20th and 21st at the Nancy Lopez Golf Course.
This 2-day, 3-person scramble begins Saturday, April 20th with a double shotgun start Saturday and Sunday, 7:30 a.m. and 1 p.m., along with a golf ball drop Sunday at 9 a.m., with prizes for first place, second place, third place, longest drive, and closest to the pin. And a new Honda HR-V driver and putter with a hole-in-one. Plus free barbecue, drinks, and beer for both days. The cost to enter is $450 per 3-person team, with a portion of the proceeds to benefit the Gonzalez Hope Center. Get more info and register online at roswellhonda.com or register in person. Get your 3-person team together and get signed up now. The Roswell
110 West 4th in Roswell.
What made Roswell Hyundai the #1 used car dealership in southeastern New Mexico for 2023? Great selection, great savings, and great people. Roswell Hyundai has an amazing selection of makes, models, and model years to choose from. If you can't find it, Roswell Hyundai can get it. And Roswell Hyundai will take any trade. The experts at Roswell Hyundai will work with you to get you behind the wheel of your next dream ride. So, what makes Roswell Hyundai the #1 used car dealership in southeastern New Mexico? You do! Come check out the Used Car Supercenter only at Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
Hey, this is Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing. Every storm chaser's worst nightmare. You know storm chasers, those out-of-town roofers that descend on neighborhoods after big storms. They come in, do a crummy job, then poof, they're gone forever. Well, a few years ago, our area had a hailstorm, and right on cue, storm chasers showed up. I was driving home from work one evening and saw one talking to an elderly lady on her porch. I said, "Not today, buddy." I did a U-turn, pulled in the driveway, and walked right up to them. I warned the woman who they were talking to, and I chased away the storm chaser. The woman's daughter called me later and said a storm chaser ripped them off a few years ago. She thanked me for stopping this one and chose Trustmark for her roof. Trustmark Roofing. Every storm chaser's nightmare. Every homeowner's champion. Call today for your 20% off coupon for our spring and roof gutter maintenance service. 575-755-ROOF. Or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company, here to announce that our geraniums are ready. So now the great debate begins. Are they pink or are they raspberry sorbet? Are they orange or are they Caribbean coral? Well, whatever you call them, they're the prettiest geraniums anywhere. We raise them in our own greenhouse, then send them home with you to brighten up the world. So come get yours now while the selection is best. Don't worry about the silly names.
I heard that.
Yes, dear. Coming, dear. Right away, dear. Of course, you're right.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Due to extreme pressure and weather conditions, it literally rains diamonds on Neptune and Uranus. Stop snickering because I said Uranus. Here's Mike Winters.
Joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Public Library, Diana Velasco back with us. Good morning. How are you today?
Good morning.
Good.
I'm fine. I'm
Good.
great.
Push that a little closer. I forgot to tell you, you have to eat the microphones around here so they can hear you.
I understand. As a part of the library, I might talk so deep.
Well, and this is, and of course, we love having you guys come on from the library to talk really about all the great things that are free of charge to the public. If you're a family in this town with kids and you don't spend a modicum amount at the library, at least popping in, not once a week, once a month at least, visiting regularly, you're missing the boat here, because there is so much every weekend for your family to do things. Could be stuff for the adults like the Master Gardeners and learning that stuff, to more of some of the events like what we're going to talk about here for the kids and everything else. There really is something for everybody, and everything, 99.999% of it's free of charge. Every once in a while there's an event where you got to pay a little bit, but 99% of the time that's never the case. You just show up, do activities with your kids. We've talked to you about Dia de los Muertos, and that's like one event of 1,000 that happen at the library every year here.
Yes.
So,
and actually we're trying to have an event at least one per month.
Good deal.
Like in April, we're going to celebrate Children's Day, Book Day.
Good deal.
And everybody's welcome to attend it. It's
Yeah.
going to be from 10 to 12.
Okay. And what date is that?
It's going to be a Saturday, April 27th.
All right, so 2 Saturdays, not
Yes.
this Saturday, not next, but the Saturday
But
after.
the Saturday
Yeah.
27. And the topic will be fairy tales.
Excellent.
They will love it because if they stop at the library, they're going to see we're already decorating with fairy tales, with fairy
Kind of getting the season ready here and getting everybody in the mood.
Yes, and there's a lot of surprises. Like we're going to decorate a golden crown, like the one that I provided this time.
Excellent.
And we're going to add gems on it.
So you kind of make it your own if you want to. If you want to bling it up, or if you want to do something completely different, it's up to you. So,
up to them, or maybe we might have some helmets for the children.
Nice.
So they might.
So for the day, the children are kings and queens. That's kind of the theme for the day with the fairy tale.
Exactly. We're gonna have free books to give away.
Excellent.
A welcome back, and they're gonna be able to take a picture next to the dragon in the forest.
Oh, cool.
And we're gonna provide some fairy tattoos and dragons tattoos.
Excellent.
Have it as well.
Some fun for the kids. They're gonna invoke the imagination a little bit.
Oh yes, this is our purpose, to invoke the imagination, to travel into that forest background, and their imagination is gonna be fine.
Well, and this is how you get kids to love reading and things like that. You know, when they get to school age and they start reading, and that's all important. And obviously, you know, they read and they give assigned books to read, to learn, to, you know, for their book reports and to broaden their and that's all important. They need to do that. But if that's the only exposure you're giving your kids to reading books, they're not going to go up and like reading, because they're reading things that are made to read. Items. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. They need this stuff, but events like this, Children's Day, this is where you say this whole world is your oyster. If you want to read a book about dragons, if you want to read a book about space, if you want to read a book about princesses, if you want to read a book about an adventure, if you want to read a book about, you know, whatever you wanted, whatever you're interested in. If you want to read a book about robots, then we got books about robots, you know? That's what, and so events like this really allow your kids to say, reading's cool, because everything here, whatever you want to look at, read, whatever stories you want to be, that you want to experience, it's right in the four walls of this building.
And actually, that's our purpose. Our objectives are to read.
Yeah.
And once the children are in the library, I promise they don't want to go. They don't want to leave the library, because they see there's more than just books.
Absolutely.
There's beyond. There's stories. They make their own stories. They can find anything they want to read, and then they follow the habit of
absolutely
keep reading and keep reading, and they ask for more and more. And sure, we have more activities beyond that, like in our calendar that we have. We actually we have the STEM program. The STEM program is amazing.
Absolutely.
Every time it's improving more and more, and it attracts the kids, and they're learning.
And they're learning, and they get to see science and math and engineering, all the STEM stuff in real world. Like, you know, we talk math, and you start talking formulas and number, and everyone gets a little glassy eyed, and you know. But when you're putting it in a way that it's relatable to them, then it's like, oh, math is cool, science is cool. Now that I see you can do that with it, then that's what these things at the library. That's what they're designed to do, is to inspire these kids to see what STEM can teach them.
You said the right word: inspires and motivates, and they find more fields to go. They see that STEM is not just numbers also as well.
Sure.
So our technology, they're using 3D printers, they're using the Cricut, they're using all the equipment that we having now at the library and learning how to use it. So they have now new ideas of where to go in the future, maybe what to go on the streets.
They picked up a book about robots, and next thing you know, they're when they become adults, they're engineers at some tech. Who knows? Maybe they're at Los Alamos doing something. You never know. That's what. But it starts by a kid reading a book in the library and got excited about the subject, and that's how it starts.
And especially when they make a comment that they say, you know what, I told my parents about this, and they didn't know. They feel proud of themselves for teaching something they didn't expect it.
Absolutely.
And that is just talking about STEM. We also have the Charlie car. Those ones, they like the cuisine and cooking. We also had that on the Saturdays, garden, as you said, you mentioned it before.
Yeah.
And we still have the regular programs like the chess club.
Yeah. So if you want to come and learn chess, or find other people that like chess as much as you do, come to the chess club. Do the crocheters still meet and everything? I know they've been meeting at the library recently. Okay.
Instead, we have the tabletop games for family.
Oh, excellent! So you want to come play Clue or Monopoly or Risk or whatever. Risk, that one might, because I've never seen a Risk game under a day. Like that game literally takes it gets going, and I've seen the games of Risk go for a week at a time. So maybe not Risk. That might have enough time for that one, but the other ones you can
But
get.
the other ones they can play it, and like I encourage the parents. Okay, the whole family can stop by.
Yeah.
They have fun. They don't have to make a mess at home. They just go to the ballroom.
Exactly. So when they
have
come
all
and you do
set
the projects with the clay or the paint, and you're like, I don't want that all over my house. It's at the library. They can do it there and take it home and keep the mess at the library.
Kind of. Well, I'm willing.
I know
As
the
long as
moms
they
and
feel
dads are out. Yeah, I know that one. Yeah, you ain't relying about that one.
As long as they're happy, I'm happy to have them out there. And that is just mentioning what we do in the weekends. This
Absolutely.
is just for Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
But
during the
we
week, there's stuff all week long,
we
too.
always busy on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, especially. Like, I personally have Mother Goose in the Loose. I have
That's your passion project.
I'm so passionate, and parents knows about it because every year I'm implementing more. I'm learning more skills, and I'm implementing more things that I'm learning.
It's really, and this is for those kids that before school that really exposing them to books and reading, and ideally these are kids that aren't of age that can read yet. And so you're exposing them to that reading, and the great thing is you do an English version and you do a Spanish version. So if you're a Spanish speaker and you feel comfortable, you can come to that. But here's I tell every time, I don't care if your kid's first language is English or Spanish, you should send them to both. Because at that age, the more you expose them to it, the more they're going to pick up. And I don't care, and that's a skill set that regardless of what your child does, the rest of their lives, if they're fluent in two languages, and particularly if you live here in this region in Spanish and English, that's going to serve them very well.
And I love it that you mention it because what I've been learning, because I'm attending also the university, and what they learn from birth to 3, it matters most to them.
Absolutely. That's the stuff that sinks in.
There was a legend that said, oh, okay, if they learn 2 languages, it's going to be hard for them. No, instead, they're opening more skills in their nerve system.
Absolutely.
And what I start working with them right away at the first weeks, it's self-confidence on children. They need to learn about self-confidence, self-concept, self-esteem. And as we go on, then we develop into the sensory system.
Good deal.
And they start by touching, feeling things, smelling. I provide all the
That's so
sources,
cool.
So it will be physically.
It's so cool. And that's something I think we as adults forget, is when you're that age, you're an explorer. The world is new to you. You forget that you don't know the things that we take for granted. Sky is blue, weather, water's wet, fire's hot, they're exploring the world and learning these things. And so by you kind of giving them those things, it's kind of, it's a full sensory experience for them.
Yes, and they're working on that. And as we go on, they ask, okay, it's limited to newborns up to 3 years old, but siblings are welcome. Because they interact at home, they can interact as well.
Well, and the idea is for you to take this incorporated home. Like, what'd you do in this story time today? And you come home and you talk about it with your kids and work with them, and you get the other kids involved, because as kids are always being told what to do. And as your kid gets a little older, you got to give them a little bit more of that, hey, now it's time for you to be the teacher a little bit.
It is. And my toddlers, for instance, they feel responsible.
Yeah.
They learn about responsibility because they see there are the older ones in the class. So they're teaching at some point to the other. And the other ones, they see them as a role model. Also, I teach the parents, like we sit at the carpet, and I provide sources that they might be around their home, at home.
Good deal.
I brought, like last week, we saw 5 motor skills. I brought a basket. We start pulling scarves through the holes of the side of the basket. I said, you can use maybe colorful socks. Encourage your children. They learn also to make choices.
Absolutely.
When I give bells away and they give it back to me on their own hands, I tell parents, don't worry. I pass around the basket. I will pick them up. And they're learning making choices.
Absolutely.
By giving back
critical
away.
Thinking skills, the stuff that translates to problem-solving skills and that just human interaction with each other. That's the stuff that you can't really sit down in a classroom and teach. It just has to rub off on them. And the only way you can do that is participating and getting them involved in things like this and letting some of that happen organically, letting them interact with the other kids in the group and make friends. And all of that's part of developing your child into a good human being.
It is. My concept is that I tell the parents, if children do not learn the way I teach, I will teach the way they learn. That's my concept
Yeah,
with them.
it makes sense because not every kid learns the same, and that's the beauty of the library, where you guys can get a little creative with that. It's like, I'm trying to learn math, but it doesn't resonate with me. You put it in an art form, then it starts clicking with me, and that's how people learn. Some people learn things different ways, and so this gives them a chance to kind of explore and find out what resonates and what doesn't. Sometimes.
Yes, we need to connect those wires onto one works.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
we to keep searching and searching. And that is just talking about Tuesday.
Yeah, I know we get way in the weeds and all this stuff, but it's all very
It
important.
is.
It's all this is what I was trying to say at the beginning. If you're not incorporating your family into the library and having the library incorporated into your family's activities, you're doing your family a disservice.
Yes, and also the same kids. They like to come on Wednesdays. We have preschool time, story time. They focus more on like a cognitive skills, like numbers, alphabet. It's so dynamic.
Think of like Sesame Street, kind of the 1, 2, 3 count, and that kind of that type of learning.
And they love it. They read more books at that time.
Gotcha.
Because on Tuesdays I try to reduce the time of reading. I read baby board books. It takes like a minute for children so that age.
Well, their attention spans are not quite long, so you got to get them quick and fast.
It is, exactly.
Because you're going to lose them quick and fast.
It is, because that is a process of changing activities constantly.
Sure.
And on Wednesday, they do the story time, which is so dynamic, and they do such a fun things and during that time. But also we have Thursday, music and movements, and I believe you already know about it. They work more on gross motor skills. They interact around the library.
Yeah.
And they have so much fun. Like yesterday, have one of the episodes where I think yoga. so
they're in there doing yoga and everything else. Yeah.
The little ones are there and music and movements.
Absolutely, this is cool. It's so much fun that these kids are having, and they're learning, and that's it. Half this stuff is disguised as fun, and they're actually learning things and getting it. They don't realize they're learning the basics and fundamentals of, science, math, art.
So they're working
everything.
with their skills. Fine motor
Absolutely.
skills, as you see, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Fine motor skills, gross motor skills, cognitive skills. But if they have questions about going to the library for activities in the afternoon, those are in the morning. In the afternoon, we have, like I say, on Tuesday, we have the Mother Goose and the Goose in the evening. But also on once a week, the second Wednesday, 4-H Club, they have a program. And they provide activities.
And they do a fun
kiddos.
activity every time.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they're welcome. They don't have to book for that one. The only one they have to book for is for Thursday, reading to Zoe. Zoe
Okay.
is a trained dog. And we have
Zoe's gotten very popular.
Yes, he's getting. And also Kiki. That's
Yes, Kiki's another
one.
cool.
And she's so lovely.
Yeah.
And they're welcome to come and meet them. And it's so good for children. When they come to the library and they read one-to-one to the dog,
Sure.
parents can see that, and they're being telling it, the improvement they do on the reading.
It's so it's improving the kids' reading skills, but the dogs, and everyone loves the dogs, and the dogs are very attentive, and of course it's by default teaching some of the love and some of that nurturing stuff that to instill some of that in your children as well too, on top of the fact they're practicing their reading and getting to basically, and a dog doesn't judge, so when they screw up or mess up, the dog doesn't care. The dog's just happy to get you in the room with them, so it gives them a chance to practice reading to something that without a pressure environment.
Yeah, and children love that. They feel the confidence that
Absolutely.
the dog and
It's a lot of
child.
fun, and of course, who loves dogs? And who knows? Maybe we'll maybe there's a few veterinarians that come out of that because they roll around the floor with the dogs at the library.
Yeah, and it's true. And I have a couple of parents that say, well, there's been some improvement at home because they see as a reward to go and read to it.
So cool. And so they're going to behave
it
so they
works.
can make sure, hey, I'm going to the library to read to the dog today.
Yes, and
Yeah.
I'm happy
So
they
cool.
say they want to go to the librry because there were words that we
See,
used to hear.
you put
years
food or a
ago.
pet in a room and everyone's happy all of a sudden, isn't it? Yeah.
I believe so. But and this is just what they're gonna see on the calendar.
Yes.
They're welcome to come and stop by at the and get a calendar. But there's beyond that. There are questions they don't make because they don't know that we have.
Sure.
For instance, some parents they struggle having children attending school and they don't have internet. They can also use the internet at the library, but they don't know that they can check them out.
Yeah.
Hotspots.
So you can take it home with you
They
and do
can
your
take it
schoolwork
home.
or do whatever you got to
They
do.
can connect all the devices and do it, but they just might need to be
And the
sure.
only thing you have to do this is get you a library card. and they're free of charge too. And that's your ticket to the entire world. Don't forget, they have all these online resources. If you go to the city's website, roswell-nm.gov, and click on the library tab, you can go to the library side, and there you can download audiobooks, you can download music. If your child needs help with tutoring, high school and college level, they've got tutors that can help through the virtual stuff there. If you need magazines, periodicals, stuff like that, all of that's through the website. You could utilize all that and never technically set foot in the library, and utilize all that free of charge as part of your family. So, and real quick, we're almost out of time. Mention the travel thing real quick.
And I'm just gonna say it again once again. Children's Day book day is gonna be Saturday, April 27th, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Yes.
And don't forget, you can wear your favorite custom character. And it's going to be crafted crowns and mighty nice helmets, cupcake decoration, enchanting lemonade, fairy or dragon's tattoo, and also we're going to have free books to give away.
Excellent. Yeah, and come get the free books, because every kid, and get those books, because those are true possessions, especially if they don't have a book and you give them their first book. It's kind of a big deal. So
they're going to love it. Yeah. They're brand new, and they're new titles in there.
And of course, what's about the age cutoff for like about elementary school age, most kids, or what?
They're all welcome. Usually, like the babies up to middle school, high school,
they're welcome. Okay, I didn't know if you bring your high school kids that they're like, this is a little more for little kids.
One of the top volunteers of the committee is going to be there.
Well, there's a huge teen section at the library too. So if you bring the teenagers, they're not into the crafts and stuff, then you say, here's some graphic novels. Here's some stuff that's more into what you're into. Go check it out. So, absolutely. There's something for everybody in there. Even the angsty teen that doesn't, no, Dad, no, Mom, I don't want. Yeah.
Everything's for everyone.
Well, thank you as much. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Okay. Have a great weekend. Don't work too hard.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
And come out the 27th for Children's Day.
Don't forget.
Bring your kids and come. They're going to come in costume. If they don't, we got crowns. We'll put them in costume when we're there, and we'll have fun. And come.
They're going to have fun.
And come experience the joy of fairy tales. So excellent. Thank you very much.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Cirillo. Roswell police are investigating a tragic Monday night crash involving a pedestrian. Police said a 68-year-old man was attempting to cross the 2200 block of West 2nd Street in Roswell when he was struck by a vehicle headed west. The man is believed to have been using a walker. The SUV was driven by a 23-year-old woman who was carrying a 4-year-old passenger. The name of the victim has not yet been released, pending notification of family members. A new truck driving school is open in Artesia. The Artesia Chamber of Commerce recently joined staff of the Artesia Truck Driving School, which is located at 3205 West Main Street, in celebrating the official grand opening. A ceremonial ribbon cutting was held. The school is available to train individuals and/or company employees for commercial driver's licenses. For all the details, call 575-748-9766. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Tough start to the district schedule for both Goddard and Roswell yesterday. Goddard was playing in Artesia and fell 14-0 to the host Bulldogs. Goddard came into the game with a 10-7 record, so not bad, but no match for the Bulldogs on this day. Meanwhile, Roswell High was playing at Hobbs in a doubleheader to start the district slate. Hobbs wins the first game 13-3, and then wins the second one 9-1. The Roswell Coyotes will next play a doubleheader at Carlsbad Friday, starting at 4:30. And Goddard baseball is playing today against Lovington today and tomorrow. This was originally scheduled for Thursday and Friday, but something about bus driver availability made them move it up one day. So today, Goddard will host Lovington, a single game starting at 5 o'clock. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell Talk FM 106.5.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over the Four Corners, and things look pretty good today. It will be very warm, though. Our afternoon high going up to about 90, and we should get sunshine. A little bit breezy, but not as windy. Clear for the overnight hours, low 50s, and then right around 90 again on Thursday. We keep the sunshine. A little bit cooler on Friday. We're back in the upper 70s and fair. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
all across America. This is the Lou Dobbs Business Report.
I'm Lou Dobbs. Wall Street's recovery stiffed. More interest rate cut delays expected. Tesla slow to deliver on Cybertrucks. Stocks still slow to rebound. Yesterday's gains capped by more Middle East tension and economic concerns. The Dow Jones Industrial's higher, but barely. Mostly positive earnings help boost the index. The S&P and the Nasdaq both down slightly. Investors expecting a longer wait on interest rate cuts. April is a tough month for stocks so far this year. 3 major indexes on track for the worst losses of the year. The Dow down more than 5% since April 1st. Tesla delaying deliveries on its Cybertruck. Buyers say they weren't given a reason for the delays. There's been no comment from Tesla. Meta Platforms Oversight Board reviewing its AI policies. The board discussing the handling of images of 2 celebrities that spread across social media. The effectiveness of Meta's policies on inappropriate images is in question. With AI, it's easier than ever to falsify images and audio. Meta says it continues to work to crack down on so-called deep fakes. Please join me twice each weekday for the Lou Dobbs Business Report, right here.
Business news you need to know. Keep listening for more. This is the Lou Dobbs Business Report.
Flo here from Progressive to tell you how you get more than great savings with us. You get customer service access through our mobile app, online chat, or by phone.
That's a lot of ways I can get in touch with you. I see what's going on here. You can't name favorites, but I'm your #1 customer.
Actually, we offer all our customers these ways to contact us.
I'm sure you give just any customer your personal
company
contact info.
Well, you did call us more than any other customer this year. So in that sense, you are our #1 customer.
Get help from Progressive through the website, app, chat, or phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Believe it or not, your home insurance company isn't evil. Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing here. A lot of roofers make your insurance company out to be your enemy. They'll talk about fighting and battling your insurance to get you the claim you deserve. But honestly, your insurance company is a group of people just like you and me. That's why we don't treat your roof insurance claim like we're going to war. We treat it like a court case. We provide your insurance company every piece of evidence needed to get you the highest possible claim. We submit photos, videos, detailed documents, and line-by-line estimates. And guess what? Our non-combat approach works. On 92% of roof insurance claims, we get the highest amount the first time. And the rare times we don't, well then, that's when we go to bat for you. Call today for your 20% off coupon for our spring roof and gutter maintenance service. 575-755-ROOF or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency.
Attention Roswell and surrounding areas. What you're about to hear will totally blow your mind.
It's the grand reopening at the all-new Roswell Ford. The all-new Roswell Ford has new management and a whole new attitude.
I interrupt this commercial for more breaking news.
Attention car buyers. The all-new Roswell Ford needs your trade, and we need them now. So there's never been a better time to trade and upgrade to a new Ford or quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV for less. Making payments on your current vehicle and you want out early? Even if your current car is rusted, busted, and can't be trusted, Roswell Ford wants to spring you out of your trade, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth. Worried about payment or interest rate? Don't sweat it. Roswell Ford has partnered with more lenders that can help with all types of credit with rates as low as 0% for 66 months. Get pre-approved today at RoswellFord.com. Lower prices, exceptional trade-in values, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell, or visit us online at RoswellFord.com. $15.15 per thousand financed on select models with approved credit.
There are 3 key phrases that need to be spoken on a regular basis in a healthy marriage. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
You know, for over 20 years, Julie and I have been sharing these 3 key phrases, and here they are. I love you, I'm sorry, and I forgive you.
Ephesians 4:32 says, be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ, God forgave you.
You know, it's so easy to expect others to love us, to say I'm sorry, and to forgive us. But you know, it's really a gift that we give each other. You know, the Bible teaches us, and we reap. Sow into your spouse, I love you, I forgive you, I'm sorry. And then you'll reap a harvest in return. Someone has to start the process. Let that be you today so you can really enjoy your marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Artesia General Hospital's family practice providers support the healthcare needs of every member in your family, no matter their age. With locations in Artesia and Carlsbad, our compassionate experts offer a full range of primary services and can help manage chronic conditions, treat illness and injury, and coordinate specialty care. Whether you need a medical provider for your entire family or are getting on track with your annual checkup, we're here for you. Reach out today at artesiageneral.com/family.
Are you looking for something fresh, or are you trying to find that confident smile you once had? Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental, and I would like to invite you to our office to experience a new kind of dentistry. We have the most advanced technology and a highly trained team to provide you the best experience possible. Whether you're looking for a bright new smile or just want to make sure everything checks out for the best, call us today and set up your appointment for your next great experience.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell, or call 575-622-4455. Listen up, golfers. Grab your clubs and get ready for a fun weekend of golf for a great cause, because it's time once again for the Roswell Honda Classic Charity Golf Tournament. April 20th and 21st at the Nancy Lopez Golf Course. This 2-day, 3-person scramble begins Saturday, April 20th with a double shotgun start Saturday and Sunday, 7:30 a.m. and 1 p.m., along with a golf ball drop Sunday at 9 a.m., with prizes for first place, second place, third place, longest drive, and closest to the pin. And a new Honda HR-V driver and putter with a hole-in-one. Plus free barbecue, drinks, and beer for both days. The cost to enter is $450 per 3-person team, with a portion of the proceeds to benefit the Gonzalez Hope Center. Get more info and register online at roswellhonda.com or register in person. Get your 3-person team together and get signed up now. The Roswell Honda Classic, April 20th and 21st at the Nancy Lopez Golf Course. Sign up today.
Your home for Armed American Radio is 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. There are 3 women and 4 men, 7 jurors chosen so far to hear the criminal case against former President Trump in New York City.
We think we have a very conflicted, highly conflicted judge. He shouldn't be on the case, and he's rushing this trial. And he's doing as much as he can for the Democrats. This is a Biden-inspired witch hunt, and it should end very quickly.
5 more jurors and 6 alternates yet to be seated before opening arguments, and today is a day off for the court. The ball's in the Senate's court now that the House has delivered articles of impeachment against Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas. The question now, will there be a Senate trial, or will Democrats quash the whole thing? The Supreme Court has heard arguments over whether a man who was at the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021, can be charged under a law that severely punishes those who obstruct an official proceeding. Justice Neil Gorsuch sounds skeptical of the Justice Department's argument that that law applies in this case.
Would a sit-in that disrupts a trial or access to a federal courthouse qualify? Would a heckler in today's audience qualify, or at the State of the Union address? Would pulling a fire alarm before a vote qualify for 20 years in federal prison?
And while this does not involve Donald Trump, depending on how the High Court rules, the most serious charges brought against him by the Biden administration could be tossed out. House Speaker Mike Johnson insists he will not resign amid Republican dissatisfaction over his handling of proposed aid packages for Ukraine, Israel, and other allies. The matter has yet to be resolved. Stocks have turned negative on Wall Street. The Dow is now down 21 points, the Nasdaq off 38, the S&P 4 points in the red. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Biden has started tracking Christians like cattle. Yes, you heard it right. He pressured banks to tag transactions for certain keywords. One of them is Holy Bible. It's a horrifying and creepy attack on our religious freedoms. It's made possible by a digital financial system that makes you a sitting duck. But you do have other options. I recommend a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. I'm Lance Wallnow, a news analyst, a best-selling author, and evangelical leader to people who cherish their financial independence. A precious metals IRA can help you avoid the scrutiny of Biden's anti-Christian bureaucracy while also preserving your retirement savings. To find out more, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word FAITH to 989898. Birch Gold Group is the only gold company I trust. Get their free info kit and see how a gold IRA can help you. Text FAITH to 989898. There are no strings attached. So text FAITH to the number 989898 right now and take action to protect your own prosperity.
Civilians continue to suffer and die as the war in Ukraine grinds on.
Local Ukraine officials say 3 Russian missiles have slammed into a downtown area of the northern city of Chernihiv, hitting an 8-floor apartment building and killing at least 8 people. The city's acting mayor says many more were injured in the Wednesday morning attack. The city lies some 90 miles north of the capital Kyiv, near the border with Russia and Belarus, and has a population of around 250,000. The latest Russian bombardment comes as the war stretches into its 3rd year and approaches what could be a critical juncture as a lack of further military support from Ukraine's Western partners increasingly leaves it at the mercy of the bigger Kremlin forces. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
The U.S. 7th Fleet says a Navy aircraft has flown through the Taiwan Strait. The flight came a day after U.S. and Chinese defense chiefs held their first talks since November 2022. News and analysis, townhall.com. Case closed.
Smartmatic, a voting technology company targeted by fraud claims related to the 2020 presidential election, has reached a settlement with the One America News Network. Terms have not been disclosed. Smartmatic was one of the voting equipment companies ensnared in wild conspiracy theories, falsely claiming they'd flipped votes that cost former President Trump re-election. Smartmatic wasn't on target, though. Its voting technology and software was used only in Los Angeles County, a Democratic stronghold and where Trump did not contest his loss. But it's also provided voting services in Venezuela, and that created a springboard for the conspiracy claims. Ben Thomas, Washington.
Former Democratic U.S. Senator Bob Graham has died. Graham, who also served as the governor of Florida over 2 terms, was 87 years old and was one of the state's most popular politicians. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Trace Inviernos
of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Yes.
Hope your Wednesday's going well. I want to talk about something that no one in the audience cares about.
All right.
That's why I waited till now.
Till we knew nobody was listening.
But no, in the sports world, something big happened for me. And
okay.
But it's hockey because no one cares around here. So,
right, we'll see.
Very simple. The Washington Capitals eked into the playoffs last night.
Really?
Yeah, they locked down the last playoff spot in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Wow.
And they squeaked in and locked down the last seed.
Mm-hmm.
And the parts that make it oh so sweeter, there's three things. One, and possibly the sweetest, the Pittsburgh Penguins are not in the playoffs. The Caps got the last spot.
Ooh.
When the Penguins, who I hate the Penguins. Like, I hate the Penguins like I hate the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
Probably even worse, to be honest. I think I hate the Penguins worse. They just... them and the Philadelphia Flyers, another team I hate.
Okay.
So the Caps get the playoff bid over the Penguins, and they did it by beating the Philadelphia Flyers last night 2-1. Here's the other kick in the pants. The team is in a rebuild year.
Okay.
They, before the trade deadline, they dumped off everybody but Alex Ovechkin. And they're going to keep Alex Ovechkin around so he can break Wayne Gretzky's record. So they got younger, they unloaded a bunch of huge contracts on players that, that were there for the Stanley Cup.
Right.
And they're not so useful 6-8 years later. They really were dumping players and getting draft picks and all this stuff, and they really are in a rebuild mode. But they rallied here in the last month. I don't know if it's Ovechkin single-handedly putting his team on his back, but the team has rallied, and they have managed to secure a playoff spot, and they're going to the Stanley Cup playoffs in a quote-unquote rebuild year for the Capitals.
Okay.
So they weren't even supposed to be there.
You're not even supposed to be here today.
And the part that makes me laugh, and this is where it's going to get a little nerdy, but I'm going to explain it to nerds.
Okay.
To break it down for the non-nerd. The Washington Capitals got into the playoffs with a minus 37 differential, plus-minus differential.
Okay.
What that means. Okay. There is a stat in hockey called the plus-minus. Mm-hmm. For individual players, the plus-minus means if they're on the rink skating a shift, mm-hmm. if a goal is scored by their team, they get a +1. Mm. If their team gives up a goal while they're skating on the ice, it's a -1. Mm-hmm. So by players, you look at their plus-minus, +30, they've been on the ice 30 more easily. But for teams, it's the same way. If you score more points than you give up, then your plus-minus is above.
Gotcha.
And
that makes
below.
Sense.
Well,
Okay.
the Washington Capitals have a minus 37, which means they've scored 37 less points than their opponents have scored this season, but still get in the playoffs.
That's really an underdog story right there.
That's really, and you're thinking, well, how the heck did they do that? I'll tell you how they did that. Because one night they'll win a game 4-3.
Okay.
And then the next night they'll lose 7-2. But they will manage to win enough games 2-1 that it overvaried the 7-0 games, and they squeak into the playoffs.
Well, there you go. Sometimes you just got to work the numbers.
Yeah, and so now they're playoff bound. So
I can't wait till this movie comes out.
Yeah,
it's gonna be Jonah Hill and Money Puck.
Now they're probably going to get blown out in the first round of the playoffs.
Well, not necessarily. That doesn't sound like
saying.
Doesn't sound like a fan.
Just saying. I'm a fan, but
we all know that Dallas is trash and they're going to get thrown out within the first couple of rounds of the playoffs. But the fans out there, they have hope every single year.
Well, the Caps are
I'm
the same
pointing at
way.
Thomas's house, literally.
The Caps won the Stanley Cup in 2018. That was an enigma.
Yeah.
That was an enigma. They've been to the Cup, I think, once or twice before that, the finals. Got smoked. What normally happens to the Washington Capitals is they get into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
They've even had years where they're the number 1 seed in the playoffs. Had the best record in the league. Alex Ovechkin's heyday when that guy was scoring goals, just sneezing and a goal would score, back in those days. The Caps would literally have the number 1, and then they get into the first round of the playoffs, play the bottom seed, and get smoked in 6 games.
Dang it. Okay,
They do this notoriously. Or they'll squeak through the first round and then get smoked in the second round.
Just to give you a little hope.
So, I have enough of that to know that's probably what's going to happen. But today, don't matter. They eked into the playoffs when they weren't supposed to. And for one day, we are all Stanley Cup champions.
Do you remember in 2004 when the Boston Red Sox finally made it into the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
Like they hadn't even won the series.
The
they
Bambino
just
curse
made it
and all
into the
that.
playoffs,
Yeah.
thusly defeating the curse of the Bambino.
Yeah.
They celebrated like they had won every Super Bowl that had ever existed.
And rightly so, because those fans desperately needed that.
Their minds on a playoff win.
Now, the Caps aren't nowhere near that level of desperation, but there is a hint of we get to the playoffs and like, oh, they'll be done in a week.
My mind goes to, who cursed you? Who cursed you?
It's like, and they'll take you to 7 games. They'll drag it out and then get smoked. So that's what they do.
It's the American way.
Who knows? Maybe they're going to carry this momentum in and then eke out a couple rounds, and next thing you know, they're a Cinderella team playing in the semis or something. Who knows?
Hey, keep hope alive.
That's right. We're going to keep hope alive. Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a bit. And then shortly thereafter, we're going to have Amy McVeigh-Tejas join us with the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. We'll also have a special guest joining us on the phone. The special guest will be the person that the Historical Society will be honoring at this year's Heritage Dinner, which will take place August the 13th. So our guest will join us on the phone. I have not said it yet. I don't think I'm allowed to. We haven't officially released it yet. So I'm going to wait till Amy does it here in just a minute.
The way you said that was like purred happily on Parks and Rec. The person who is the special guest will be the one who will be on the phone with me shortly.
I was explaining,
The thing we are returning to is my announcement of the return to the Johnny Karate Show.
Yes. Least common denominator. That's what I'm doing.
I like it. We're paid by the word here, so you know.
Oh, if that were the case.
I own this place.
Allow me to excrete some knowledge on you right now. All right, it is 9:13. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over the Four Corners, and things look pretty good today. It will be very warm, though. Our afternoon high going up to about 90, and we should get sunshine. A little bit breezy, but not as windy. Clear for the overnight hours, low 50s, and then right around 90 again on Thursday. We keep the sunshine. A little bit cooler on Friday. We're back in the upper 70s and fair. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, we're in the 60s now, 65 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 19%. You know what that means. Even though we're not in a red flag warning, don't be tossing your butts out the window. Don't be stupid. Winds are calm at the moment. Sunny for today. Expect highs near 90, 89 officially. Winds will be out of the northwest 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, skies will be clear, looking at an overnight low of 53 degrees. Winds will be out of the south 5 to 15 miles per hour. For you Thursday, hope you like today because tomorrow will look just like it. Sunny and 89 for a high. Northwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour, shifting to the southeast in the afternoon. Thursday night, partly cloudy, 52 for an overnight low. Southeast winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Friday, partly cloudy, slightly cooler, 79 for a high. That's kind of weird. Today and tomorrow like 90, and then tomorrow's 79, or Friday's 79, and I'm like, ooh, gonna be chilly. It's gonna be 80. Anyway, that chilly. Northeast winds 5 to 10, shifting to the southeast 15 to 20 for Friday afternoon. Friday night, we are looking at a 20% chance at some rain showers, mainly after midnight. Partly cloudy with an overnight low of 54 degrees. And then Saturday, our chance of rain bumps up to 40%. And we're looking at cloudy skies and a high of only 64 on Saturday. Saturday night, we're looking at a 30% chance at showers, mostly cloudy, and an overnight low of 47. And then for Sunday, mostly cloudy, 68. No talk of rain, just cooler. So let that sink in for a minute. It's going to be 90 today. Saturday, Sunday, 60s. So welcome to New Mexico. I'm just hoping my Savannah Bananas game doesn't get rained out on Sunday. That's Sunday in Albuquerque. They've got Saturday and Sunday games. That Saturday one, I don't think Albuquerque has the rain chances we do, so maybe not. But I think I'm good for Sunday. So I've been waiting a while for that baseball game. It's not like Major League Baseball. Oh, we'll let you come later. They're gone for a year. So anyway, fingers crossed. All right, it is 9:16. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Amy McVeigh-Tejas with the Historical Society for Southeast Mexico join us on the other side. And we'll talk Heritage Dinner, and we'll announce our honoree for this year's Heritage Dinner as well, and maybe get a chance to chit-chat for a little bit. That's on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Bob Reed Pest Control protects you and your home by controlling pests that invade. Bob Reed Pest Control understands the importance of safety in and around your home from unwanted pests. Protect your family's most important investment, your home, and protect your children and pets from the dangers of poisonous bugs and insects. Call Bob Reed Pest Control today and let our fully licensed pest control professionals start working for you and your family. Find us fast in names and numbers. Call 623-5344, serving all of Southeast New Mexico.
Check out some of the Dollar Days bargains you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market. Select bottles of Food Club barbecue sauce are $1 each, and select varieties of Kellogg's breakfast cereals are 2 for $10. In produce, snack-sized mangoes are 2 for $1, and large cantaloupe are $2 each. In the meat department, family packs of choice boneless beef arm roast are $4 a pound, and family packs of bone-in sirloin cut pork chops are just $1 a pound. These are some of the Dollar Days savings you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market.
Pressure Services LLC in Artesia has immediate openings for experienced vacuum truck, kill truck, and hydrovac operators. Operators must hold a Class A CDL or Class D CDL, at least 2 years of experience, and be at least 25 years of age. All positions require a clean driving record and must be able to pass a DOT drug and alcohol screen. Pressure Services offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contributions toward health benefits. Please apply in person at 402 West Main in Artesia, inside the Age Safety Facility. Equal Opportunity Employer.
Being called a fox in your marriage might not always be a good thing. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and my wife, Miss Julie, for the Joy of Marriage.
In Song of Solomon it says, "Catch all the foxes, those little foxes, before they ruin the vineyard of love." I looked up the word fox and it means cunning, achieving one's goal by deceit or evasion. A female fox is a vixen, which is spiteful or a combative woman.
Those little things we do to try to get our way can ruin our marriages. Try just being honest and talking through the situation. Do what's best for your marriage, not just for yourself. When Julie and I learned to choose to do what's right instead of trying to be right, our marriage turned around. You will find marriage is so much better when we work together.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
At UNM, Lobos are building the future every day. Together, we're reimagining water sustainability, engineering the future of healthcare, pushing for progress, and inspiring a generation of minds. Ignite your future at apply.unm.edu.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The catfish has over 27,000 taste buds. Do you think they prefer fried or blackened? Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 20 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico, Amy McVeigh-Tejas, joining us on the phone this morning. And we have in studio this morning. On the phone, we do have our guest.
We have a special guest.
A special guest who is our honoree for this year's Heritage Dinner. I'll let Amy kind of do a little background here before we introduce our guest on the phone.
Sure. For those of you who listening are unaware, every year the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico has an annual award ceremony that is one of our primary fundraisers. Emphasis on award, but it is incidentally a fundraiser too. This is one of the legacies of Roswell and the Historical Society. And we've had from our mayor, Tim Jennings, to individuals we just recently lost, including Mr. Gill.
Zala's family a few years ago. Yes. Yeah, so we've kind of, it's broad, but it is. But to the point, it's all people or organizations that have had a big impact on Southeast New Mexico.
Well, and we take it very seriously. So when you say a who's who, to us, it is solely an individual or individuals that have impacted our area and impacted the history for future generations. So when you hear this name of the individual we're fixing to speak of, let me tell you, I've been involved with the Historical Society for over 10 years. There is not a week that goes by that this individual doesn't impact our organization in more than one way. He's a humble individual, And I'll brag upon him because I guarantee you he will not brag upon himself. But what I like most about this individual is it was a unanimous decision. Let's be clear. Once individual doesn't select, the Historical Society votes.
Yeah, as a
the
board,
board takes it very, very
we
seriously.
have discussions.
We
and
speak of different
go
names.
back and forth and gets a little combative once in a while.
But when it came to this individual and this individual was contacted, the very, very first thing he did is honor those that have helped him get where he was. That is most important to me. Been here 10 years with the Historical Society. Never had that response. Never had that response. And so without further ado, I am honored on behalf of the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico to honor for this. And this is the 42nd Annual Heritage Dinner.
Wow, we're getting,
if you want
we
to
got
list,
a few of these under our belt now.
If you're listening and want a list, please let us give us a call. We'd be love to give you a list. But we are thrilled to announce this year's recipient of the Heritage Dinner Award to our own Troy Hayes.
Absolutely. And joining us on the phone is our 2024 Heritage Dinner honoree, Mr. Troy Hayes. Sir, welcome to the show, and thank you and congratulations on this honor. We are so thankful for, to be honest, the Heritage Dinner is a small thing. You know, we're going to eat some steak and brag on you, but at the end of the day, the what you've done for that is just a modicum of appreciation we can show for that. So first off, congratulations and thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for having me. I am very surprised, honored, humbled, and excited. I got to tell you, it makes me very happy. And thank you for all those kind words. I hope I can live up to them.
Well, and for folks that may not be aware, one of the things that probably most people currently would know Troy Hayes from is our and Amy and I, we've talked about it at nauseum on this show, is the Historical Society, our foundation scholarships are all funded through the Hayes Family Trust, through Troy Hayes and his family. They single-handedly allowed us to present checks for many, many kids over the years, and it's all because of Mr. Hayes and his family here. So that alone is worthy of this award, not to mention all the other behind-the-scenes stuff and things that probably people don't even know or he cares for them to know about that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So for that alone, and so I got to ask, what
kind words you were saying about me. I think the Historical Society, I'm getting credit for a lot of hard work that the Historical Society does. And I was so impressed when we started this program of how you guys go out and get the applications and all the work. Amy Miller at my office is on the board as well, and she was telling me how seriously y'all take this. And
well, thanks to her, we're good at ciphering the numbers and stuff. She's the one that keeps us honest on the numbers. So.
That's right.
Yeah. And so I think I'm getting credit for a lot of hard work that the Historical Society does, but it's working. And it's so uplifting to go over and meet some of these kids. The program has been going on a long time. We have some that are graduating college, some in graduate school, and others that have started their career. And it's just so rewarding to see these kids and meet them and talk to them.
Absolutely. You're right. And to be honest, I think that's why we as a Historical Society are so proud to be a partner with you in this, because we, for us, thanks to your generosity, it allows us to do this kind of thing. And because history is everything. History impacts everything. That's the study of us is history. And so everyone, whether they want to be interested or not, they just don't realize it. And it's so important to bring those younger generations into understanding the value of history and the importance of it and why we need to know it so we don't make the mistakes of the past. And we do and so for you to provide that platform for the workers of the Historical Society, the volunteers, to go out and do this. None of it happens without the money, without that ability to do that. And so we can go and try to put as many Band-Aids on things as possible, but thanks to you and what I know you're humble and kind of like, no big deal. But put it this way, there are hundreds, I would say safely hundreds of youth that are not.
Troy Hayes and the Trust doing what they're doing, we wouldn't have these individuals following suit, whether it was Character Counts and Chaves County Health Council, TSI Family Fund, FM Nelson, Dairy Producers of New Mexico, the Kyle Whitefoot Training, Alfredo with Ravega, without Troy helping to do what he started, if you will, the legacy.
Which that's a win. That's a 10 out of 10 win touchdown end of game right there. To me, you can't ask for better results than that. So that's awesome. So I know that because you do what you do because you want to do it. Please understand that impact you have had has positively impacted so many people and will continue to do so. And quite frankly, a steak dinner is not enough to say thank you, but it's the best we can do.
That's for sure. But it's not just any steak dinner.
It's
Pepper's Barn
It'll be
Grill.
a really good steak dinner, but yes.
I'm going to tell you one individuals that were, I think, just more excited than Troy was Peppers to know who they're working on this menu for.
So they're going to step up their game even more so than they normally do.
So it's not just any steak dinner, it's Peppers.
It is a Peppers. Well, we cannot have a heritage dinner without Peppers as a part of it. We talk of tradition, we talk of history, and Peppers and heritage
dinners recently, we've got more involved just as I think as a menu. It's not just a menu, it's a reflection. So when we sat down with Troy Hayes and said, what would the Troy Hayes dinner look like?
Yeah.
I think we're going to do a darn good job. But you tell me,
Mouth
Troy.
is watering already.
Here we're running down the menu for this dinner. It will consist of dinner for two, which would be 8-ounce prime rib, chicken arpois, jumbo shrimp. They're back, Mike.
I'm telling you, them shrimp might dwarf the steak. I'm just saying. I've gotten shrimp from there before, and I'm like, that's not even shrimp. That's just what do they need to rename these? They're not shrimp. They're big. But yes, you get the shrimp and you're supposed to share it. But if do what you got to do.
We'll have baked potato, vegetable, and one of Troy Hayes' faves is we're going to have a wonderful chocolate brownie dessert.
Ooh, you're a chocolate guy, huh?
Yes.
I knew I liked him for a reason. As far as I'm concerned, there's no other desserts needed unless there's chocolate in it. So thank you for bringing chocolate to the dessert. I love the fruit things. Don't get me wrong, but ain't chocolate.
Yeah, let's splurge.
Oh man, I knew I liked this guy for a reason. He's a chocolate holic, just like me.
I do not believe he will ever decline a little sweet blessing.
Hey, you can solve world problems with chocolate ice cream. I'm just saying. Yeah, absolutely. But the event will be August 13th, and of course it will be like our previous. It'll be a drive-through event, so you can come and we'll have our drive-through.
If you're listening, we sat down with Troy and said, again, what will a Troy Hayes event look like? We really think and we're mimicking something that we patterned on the scholarships. A reflection of some of our scholarships were the passion of Linda Hayes. And we think a lot of our scholarships speak some of her passions and the interest of Troy. So also we sat down with him. He absolutely was thrilled to offer a continued drive-through fundraiser. Therefore, individuals can celebrate Troy in unique ways in a group setting on your back porch. Hey,
we know what people want. All right, and we all do like to gather from time to time and have dinner and all, but usually on like a Thursday night, people are kind of like, I sure would love a good meal, but I don't want to put the dress or the suit on. I don't want to hear 20 hours of speeches and all of that kind of stuff. And I get it. Sometimes sometimes you just want to eat steak in your PJs. I get it. And so does the
Makes
world.
it better.
That's right. And so we want to honor, but at the same time, we want to make it where it's something that people will also enjoy and want to be more apt to participate in. And quite frankly, when you tell people, yeah, come pick up a steak dinner, take it home and eat it in your PJs, everyone's like, that sounds fun.
Or we'll even deliver it to you.
Yeah, or we'll deliver it to
There
you.
you
Or exactly,
go.
where you can show up.
You can literally stay home.
We will show up in our PJs delivering it to you. No, we'll put on clothes. But you're right. We get it. We get that.
Hey, let's
people...
put it to you this way, Troy. I have a question. So let's give you this scenario.
All right.
If somebody's listening and says, hey, I want to make a $500 or $1,000 contribution for a new scholarship in honor of Troy Hayes, as long as Mike Winters delivers in his PJs, we can arrange that.
Now,
I'm just saying.
Define Mike Winters' PJs. Are we talking Victoria's Secret, or are we talking T-shirt and flannel pants?
Troy, do we agree?
Want to know.
There you go. Hey, do we agree we're going to do what we have to do to get more money for scholarships, Troy, right?
Well,
within reason.
That's right.
Within practical reason.
I do not look good in stockings. I'm just telling you now. It's not my strong suit. You do want to not lose your appetite. So.
Oh goodness, that's so funny.
But we want to have fun with this. But we also we are so thankful for the Hayes family and Troy here and so. To be honest, it's a no-brainer. Like we were talking earlier about, we have discussions on here. And years past, we've had strong opinions. One, we know it should be this, it should be this.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie. This time when Troy's name came up, everyone was like, oh, yeah, yeah.
The only thing we're upset about is we were like, we should have done this.
Yeah, we're like, wait a minute, we haven't done that already? What are you talking about? Yeah, and then we're like, no, check the thing. No, we've never done it. All right, well, shoot. Yeah, you're right. This was a no-brainer year for us for that one. It was just, it just makes sense because, and to be honest, I got a feeling some of it would have been too, because well, Troy's never going to go for this. He's not down for any of this kind of stuff. But we are thankful you are, and we're so glad that we get to brag on you a little bit here. And here's the thing: is this is going to continue as long as long as we can. We're going to keep providing through the Hayes family here money for the next generations of future leaders here in our community.
I'm going to brag on Troy for just a minute, and I'll let him speak to this notion. But there's no coincidence that we were having lunch yesterday. Yes, we were having peppers lunch. But what were we doing?
They didn't have steak, though. They got to say that for August.
That's right. But what we were doing was talking about the future of these scholarships. Because no matter how much we do, we're going to we're going to sit down at that table and we're going to see out of the words of Troy. And I would love for him to speak on it on behalf of the Historical Society. Once we gave him the notification, he gave a wonderful letter that will be in our newsletter. So look out for that. But Troy, let's just speak for just a minute because we'd be remiss in talking about the future of this. So can you just speak a little bit on your letter and how you mentioned just our connections in the future?
Yes. Well, I think Mr. Winter hit it when he described it as a partnership. Mm-hmm. That I think is what it is. A lot of partnerships don't work. This one has been great and continues to work, and I'm looking forward to it, to the future. We're doing more of it. It's amazing how we can change the trajectory of someone's life if we really work at it. And the society really does. It also affords me an opportunity to tell people how much I thank them. It reminded me of all the people who have helped me, continue to help me, how much I rely on people. And I would encourage all of us to do that.
Well, in the world we live in,
Pardon?
I'm sorry, the world we live in, there's a lot of rough stuff going on, and to see what you're doing and like you said, like what people did for you, and now you're doing for them. That's the part we want to celebrate and embrace and remind folks, especially in the times and the world we live in now, because that's the kind of mindset that's going to get us through it. Is that that teaching the next generation, inspiring and helping and giving the leg up and giving that opportunity to show the next generation the ropes here. That's what it's all about. That's what this is all
and
about.
They really want to.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Mr. Winters. You hear about these bad things and, oh, it's not going well and so on and so forth. But you go over and speak to some of these young kids and realize what they already have done and what they intend on doing, and it's uplifting to us all.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right, sir. I've had days where you feel like, man, this world's doomed, man. It's all going to hell in a handbasket, man. Yeah. And then you talk to some of these kids, and you're like, all right, there's some youth, there's people that have it right, and we may not be in trouble after all. There is a great group of kids that are learning the ropes, that are doing
impact. I would like to give a challenge. I love challenges. I would think there is no better way to honor or pay tribute in the celebration of Troy Hayes than if somebody is listening and could call me on my cell phone or at the museum, 622-8333, and give a donation in regards to scholarships.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you something. We are immediate. There's no coincidence that hey, Troy, you're going to something about Roswell. We may need to step it up because there's these little precious communities around here with needs that are coming through and stepping it up. So Roswell, better watch out and better step it up.
Yeah, we got
That's something else. Let me mention, Troy was very specific to reaching or even greater. But if you're listening right now and could say, hey, I just want to give a donation in honor of Troy Hayes and Linda Hayes to offer an additional scholarship, that would bless us tremendously with these hard decisions we're going to have to make. 28333, honor the legacy and make a contribution. Something else I want to mention is when you know Troy Hayes, I believe he's got a dream team of females.
Like Charlie's Angels?
Oh my goodness, Troy! And
Troy's Angels?
There are 3 ladies. That's so funny. So can we give a shout out to Troy's dream team, please, Troy? Because he has a dream team.
Absolutely.
Yes, there's Amy Miller who manages our office, and there's Gina Williams, used to be Winkler, who manages me and my house, and Lorena Vigil that works down at the office. And it's just every day that they help me a great, great deal, every day. And I have really been blessed. There's been a lot of people in my life that have helped.
Well, I know one of those personally, and they do that with all aspects. They're just good people, and I'm sure the other 2 are just like that. So
yes, they certainly are, and I owe them a great deal.
Yeah. Well, and that's just it. We all need somebody. You know what I mean? And that's how it works. And that's, if you think you can navigate life on your own, you're going to find out you're going to have a lot of failures.
It'll be a lot more fulfilling if you get others involved.
Absolutely.
And to Amy's point, you don't even have to. You don't have to fund a scholarship, but if you want to participate in one,
sure,
send in the money, and it's very rewarding to know that you brought somebody hope.
And it's cool, and hopefully, if you do something like these kids are genius. That was a dummy when I was a kid.
That's funny you mention that because I almost feel not so qualified on some. I agree with you on that.
I was like, I was half as smart as that kid was when I was that age.
I'm with you. I usually want to be their age and have all of that in front of me.
Absolutely. Yeah, you kind of, but that rubs off on you too, because I imagine you hang out with young people enough, it kind of rubs off. You feel a little young yourself. So, yeah, I recommend you try it.
Yeah, it makes you feel better.
Well, and on behalf of the Historical Society, we believe every penny counts, whether it's $1, whether it's a dime, whether it's a nickel, whether it's a check, whether it's cash, in anything. We love it. I'd love to brag on our IT guy, Alfredo. Perfect example, working on the computer. I'm frustrated. He said, "What are you doing, Amy?" And I was mentioning the Linda Hayes Trust. And so sure enough, he gave a contribution to assist us to allow us the opportunity to give an additional scholarship. Nice. So that to me is what we
call
small
business owner
the
just doing his part to help
legacy.
For that, for people that do that and step up. And if you and even if you're like, well, you know what, I can't afford things, but I love to get more involved. We're always looking for volunteers to serve as docents or serve just to help out with, like when we do Sunday Fun Days or when we do the 4th grade tours that we just got finished wrapping up and things like that. We're always looking, or if we do some of our special programs, sometimes we partner with other organizations to have events. We need volunteers to
his office over there. And there's quite frankly not a week that goes by that we don't call, whether it is Lorena, Gina, or even Troy's answered the phone before.
Yeah.
They always open their office to assist us in any way we can.
Absolutely.
So thank you for all that you do scholarship-wise, but that's next level. What's what his office does for
Absolutely.
our organization, too.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. And like we have great group board members, volunteers and stuff that do great work with us, and all of the people that are partner with us, I'm proud to call friends and things like that. But you're right. We need wrangling sometimes, and we have best intentions, but not always best knowledge. And so you're right. The Hayes family and these individuals you're mentioning, they guide us and keep us honest and keep us doing the right thing.
And through the hard
whenever
times,
we don't know.
Through the hard times,
Yeah.
we're going to call Troy, and he will help us get done what we need to do efficiently, effectively, but just make sure this engine keeps going for the future.
Well, and at the end of the day, this is all we're trying to do is preserve for the next generation. Is whether it's the J.P. White House itself, the actual museum, or it's the artifacts that are in the archive facility, or if it's these scholarships, the fostering of youth for the next generation. All of that is providing for the next generation. We want to make sure that home is available to your grandkids to come see if they want to do it. We want to make sure that the history of Southeast New Mexico is available to the next generation after that. And so all of that is part of that in some way, shape, or form. So
it's amazing how many people remember their 4th grade experience down at the Historical Society.
Absolutely, it's such a tradition. Yeah, that if you're if you grew up in the school district of Roswell, odds are pretty good you spent 4th grade hanging out at the J.P. White House. So
and those are starting too, and that's part of our legacy. So there's no coincidence when Troy was speaking, he used the word impact.
Yeah.
And Troy, you've impacted our lives. We're going to continue impacting scholarships and future generations, but we're going to impact those 4th graders too, and I can't wait. So Troy, and I believe I showed Troy yesterday, every 4th grader will receive a little bracelet, armband, and it says, "Make your mark on history, Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico." Troy, you have certainly impacted us. You've made your mark on us, and we are eternally thankful and grateful.
Absolutely.
I'm thankful as well, and it's been a great partnership, and I'm looking forward to keeping it going.
Well, we are on the other side with arms open and equally happy that you're a part of it. So.
And thank you so much for this award. I really do appreciate it.
Well, it's not enough. It's just the surface.
It's not.
It's literally just a very minor token of our appreciation. But can we talk details as far as reservation stuff? Can people start reserving now and all that good? Let's get the logistical side of the event.
So again, very specific. The event will be held on Tuesday, August the 13th. The drive-through will be from 5:30 to 6:30. We'll make deliveries at 5 o'clock. You can purchase a dinner box for 2 for $120, a bundle for $600. Specific information, we wanted to do this PSA and just announce this. We will get all the publications out in May.
Yes.
Posters will be out, invitations will go out, flyers will go out, information is going to be in our newsletter. If you're not a member of the Historical Society, we would love for you to be one.
That's right. You're going to hear about this a lot between now and in the next month or two here.
So if you want to get this information quickly, I would love for you to call and become a member of the Historical Society and get this information in our May 1 newsletter.
Absolutely. You can individually do it. You can do it as a couple. You can do it as a corporate sponsorship. There's many different levels.
But you will read information. You'll see it through the chamber announcements. You hear more on the radio. You'll see it in the newspaper. But we really wanted to get the information out because summertime, I know it's hard. We've got a lot going on. Mark that calendar, August the 13th.
And that's right around back to school time for all the kids and all that.
Hey,
so it's a busy time. Yeah.
Let Peppers do the
That's right.
The cooking, right?
Exactly. Come and have whether you're a chicken or steak person.
This event is not an invite-only type situation. I believe we send out anywhere between 500 and 700 invitations, but it's not an invite only. We wish we could send an invite to everybody in Roswell so they can really see what we're doing and celebrating. But call the museum at 622-8333 for more information. You will see it on our social media and website. And again, in May, we'll send out all the information. So just to be clear, you will check our website and you will go through the website to navigate donations, reservations, and bundles. We're going to remind you now, a dinner bundle for 600 could feed 10 people.
That's right.
So if you would like to pay
boxes,
it forward,
2 meals in each box.
I think it would be great to know that you paid it forward, some boxes in honor of Troy Hayes. And if somebody says, who in the heck's Troy Hayes? That's a way we can celebrate.
Let me tell you about him.
Enjoy some food, and we'll tell you all about it. There will be a great booklet. We give out gift bags. Be just a great celebration of some fun facts about Troy Hayes and his legacy.
Yeah.
We'll work on a booklet. So if you want more information, call us, follow us on Facebook, and we'll have all that information. You will go directly to the website to obtain your reservation.
Absolutely, and I'm hoping some people hear this and are inspired to do what Troy has done and continue to support and add more opportunities for youth. And even if it's not through the historical side, and they do it through somebody else, I don't care. Just get, if we can get more opportunities for youth in our and we'll tout it and tell you where to find it and do all that. But
another example would be if you've lost a loved one and would like to make a donation in celebration of your loved one, but that we can invest in future generations and do something like that, we would be honored and thrilled to do that.
Absolutely. We would treat it with the magnitude of which it deserves and not trivialize and do it to your wishes. That's right. What we do. I want to leave the last word to our special guest, Troy Hayes. Is there anything before we let you get back to your day here that you wanted to mention or talk about that we didn't get a chance to cover?
Well, I just want to thank you again. I really do appreciate it. I'm honored. And let's continue this partnership. It's working. It's doing a lot for a lot of kids, and let's keep doing it.
Absolutely. You got to stay healthy. We need another 56 years of this, so you got to keep going.
You're stuck with us, Troy.
I'm doing my best.
Eat your Wheaties.
That's right. We're gonna all stay healthy so we can all work together.
That's right.
On a personal
Absolutely.
note, without the Historical Society, I would have never met Troy Hayes. And I'm thankful.
Absolutely.
Never underestimate the power of opportunity. A golden opportunity is the day I came to the Historical Society, met Troy Hayes, and it's a true blessing in my life, and he makes us better. He makes me a better person. He makes our organization better.
Moments like this and people like this can so impact life in a positive way, and just a simple act of sharing your time with someone and doing that can make dividends in someone's life, and you don't realize it by how simple something like that can be. So use Troy Hayes as a reminder to, those random little acts of kindness do so much more to make the world a better place. So.
Yes.
Good deal. Well, thank you, sir. And we will talk to you more soon, I'm sure, here, and we'll even give you the big piece of steak. So we'll let him say, hey, that's Troy's, get him the big piece,
That'll be great. I'm looking forward to that as well.
Excellent.
Yay, that's perfect.
Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it, and we'll talk to you again soon. Okay?
We love you. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. There is our 2024 Heritage Dinner honoree, Troy Hayes. And congratulations to him. It is the least we can do. I feel like, it's an honor. Sure. It's a huge honor, but the amount of work that man has done, it does make our Heritage Dinner seem small compared to his generosity, because he's done so much.
I love that. I love the response that our scholarship kids will get, though, when he tells them directly his wife gave the first scholarship, and they look at him like, what?
Yeah.
That's impact right there. And
It
so
is.
right behind him, he honors his wife, his late wife, and I think that's so cool that
That's right.
together we're honoring them as his dream team and themselves.
Absolutely. Yep. And you know what? I really hope some of the past recipients come forward and share their stories with us, and maybe we can get some videos of them and share that as we lead up to it. Some of the recipients of the scholarships.
That's
and
interesting
do a
that
few,
you're mentioning
where are
that.
they now? And I'm sure you're going to see a bevy of kids that are all just doing amazing things.
That's on the bucket list.
All
that's
right.
on the list, is having the videos to honor many of these individuals.
Well, There should be so many to choose from. So.
If you need anything else, call. If you're listening, call 622-8333. If you need to get me directly, call 575-915-4471.
Yep.
My email address for if you need more information is historydirector@outlook.com.
Yep. And then RoswellNMHistory.org is our website. If you'd like to get a copy of John LeMay or Donna's book or any of our other things or some Peter Hurd prints or any of that kind of stuff, you'll find it all there at the website.
I just got a couple of messages, and I want to remind people, Mike, listening, because they asked, when is our next Texas Roadhouse Night on behalf of the Historical
it's coming
Society?
up here in a couple weeks.
Well, mark your calendars, because we gave April off because we're doing so many other things.
We're a little busy.
Mark your calendars. The next Historical Society Night, and shout out to Texas Roadhouse for what they do for so many organizations, May the 21st.
Very good.
So if you want a nice steak meal between now and August, support the Historical Society. That's May the 21st, and that'll be from 3 to 10.
That's right.
Go to Texas Roadhouse and give our social media post and support the Historical Society.
And if you're not into steak, they got great barbecue and chicken and burgers and everything else
chops,
too. So,
chicken, all kinds of fun things.
I like their beef tips. That's kind of one of my go-tos.
Yes. Oh, roadkill. Ralph's liking the roadkill. Oh, shout out Alec Craig Davis. It is my son's birthday today.
Oh,
happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hopefully he's not getting into too much trouble.
Oh, I think he's doing some work, but we're going to celebrate for him. Happy birthday, son.
Awesome. Well, good. Congratulations, and congratulations to Troy, and thank you so much to him and his family for what they do and what they continue.
We just want to let's join together as an amazing community and support and celebrate the Troy Hayes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right. It is 9:59. Let's do a quick commercial break before they kick me off the radio, like 30 seconds.
Cow Fabric and Gift Shop invites you to move on in and check out the fantastic selection of threads, fabrics, and patterns. Take advantage of a huge sale on Brother Sewing Machines. If you just want to tune up on your own machine, bring it on over for in-house maintenance. And with free lessons at the Calico Cow, you can learn from some of the absolute best. Let's keep the tradition and art of sewing going. The Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop, 200 East College in Roswell, right behind Farley's. Want to know how? Come see the cow.
Senate Democrats could end the impeachment trial of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas before arguments even begin. Correspondent Mary Claire Jalonik reports that Democrats could quickly call votes to dismiss 2 articles of impeachment against Mayorkas.
Chuck Schumer, the Senate Majority Leader, has not yet said exactly what he's going to do, but it is widely expected that they will in some way vote to end the trial or call a vote to end the trial.
Democrats appear to be united in opposition to moving forward. The House narrowly voted in February to impeach Mayorkas for his handling of the U.S.-Mexico border, arguing in the 2 articles that he refused to enforce immigration laws. The first 7 jurors for the Trump criminal trial have been chosen. The panelists selected are an information technology worker, an English teacher, an oncology nurse, a sales professional, a software engineer, and 2 lawyers. 11 more still need to be picked before opening statements begin as early as next week. Also at townhall.com, an envoy says the U.S. is determined to monitor North Korean nukes through the UN or otherwise.
In Seoul, top envoy Linda Thomas-Greenfield has told a press briefing the U.S. will work inside and outside the UN to keep North Korea from illegal activities.
The point here is that we cannot allow the work that the panel of experts were doing to lapse. We have to continue to keep eyes on and reporting on the illegal activities of the DPRK and efforts to break the sanctions that have been put in place.
I'm Charles de Ledesma.
The Dow is down 93 points. The NASDAQ losing 96 points. More at townhall.com.
Donald Trump's indictment proves that saving America is not going to be easy. There are entrenched powers that are fighting this with everything they've got. They want to keep control over the country, the narrative, and the nation's money supply. Hi, I'm Lance Wallnau. I'm a news analyst, a Christian author, an evangelical leader. I speak to millions of people every week, people just like you. You see, what the elites are doing is using inflation and government handouts and now central bank digital currencies to determine how they're going to control America. And that's why I recommend all Christians start a gold IRA from the Birch Gold Group, because physical precious metals are one of the few ways you can maintain control over your own savings. To get a free info kit on gold IRAs, text the word faith to 989898. Birch Gold Group is the only gold company I trust. Get their free info kit and you'll see why a gold IRA can help you. There are no strings attached. Text the word faith to 989898, and you're going to be blessed by taking action right now.
Hezbollah strikes during deliberations by Israel's government over how to retaliate against Iran's recent attack. We have the latest from Michael Friedson.
While Mideast observers remain divided over whether Israel will retaliate for Saturday's Iranian bombardment, the Iranian proxy in Lebanon, Hezbollah, launched multiple attacks at the Bedouin border town of Arab al-Aramsheh. 4 missiles penetrated Israel's famed anti-missile umbrella, one landing in town, damaging a community center and injuring 7. An 8th was injured as he traveled in a car. Meanwhile, the most frequently debated question remains whether Israel will respond in kind to the aerial armada of more than 300 drones, ballistic and cruise missiles fired at Israel from Iranian soil. The U.S. is known to be trying to convince Israel to forego any retaliation for now, the minority position to date. I'm Michael Friedson, Town Hall News, Jerusalem.
News and analysis at themedialine.org and townhall.com. Elon Musk wants his billions while his company seeks a new corporate home.
Electric vehicle pioneer Tesla will ask shareholders to reinstate a $56 billion compensation package for Musk, company CEO. The compensation package was rejected earlier this year by a Delaware judge. Tesla shareholders will also be asked to sign off on a move of the corporate home from Delaware to Texas. In a new filing with federal regulators, Tesla outlined plans to ask for a vote on both issues during the company's annual meeting in mid-June. Rich Thomason reporting.
Authorities in Canada say they've made arrest in the theft of a cargo container that included gold and other items worth over 20 million Canadian dollars. That's about 14.5 million that were stolen from Toronto's Pearson International Airport a year ago. More information is to be revealed today.